thank you all for coming on this journey with me today while I learned about color and how to put it into all these tops and stuff. I had a lot of fun. I took these little thin pieces of wood I popped out. They're 30 cent a piece is what I got in these little chunks of wood, guys, and they took to dye good, and I learned. And that was the whole point of the day was to learn something. So, hey, y'all come back anytime. I appreciate you all coming in, and I hope you got something out of it anyway. So get the thumbs up thing and all that stuff they tell you. Subscribe. If you hadn't subscribed, please do. I'd appreciate that. And hey, come back next time. I'm gonna tell you more about something else. I'm figuring something out every day. Cause hey, as long as I'm learning, I'm trying to share it with somebody else. And you know something? Do me a favor, guys. I love y'all, and I hope God loves you too. But do me a favor. Help somebody out tomorrow. Help somebody out the next day. No matter who it is, try to help somebody else. Can't do nothing wrong with that. Y'all stay out of trouble. Take care of yourselves. And remember, God loves you, so do I. And you can't take it with you, so help. Make something. Bye. Ah. Well, I can say one thing. Hello and welcome to Spike Show and Grow for the GGBO. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's out there with me today. There's Tornelli in. Hey, Gio. Who else is in yet? No, not anybody much yet, but they'll be on in a few, I'm sure. We got a pretty little crowd expected today, I believe. So hope everybody's doing well. Let me get a link up for you to get in here. I want to bring you in here in a minute, Gio, when I get this all set up when everybody's going. So, excuse me. Get my little link caught. Ready? Okay, got it. Run a little slow today. I had some things come up. I had a little emergency this morning. How you doing, Gus? Good to see you, brother. Appreciate you coming in. You had a little emergency at Dad's house this morning. The life alert went off, and I had to race to his house. And turns out he just dropped the dang thing. And then when they called him, he didn't answer the phone. So yeah, uh, that video was still running. It should have been over unless you started late. But well, that's okay. You can watch it later. I mean, I don't mind. At least you were watching it, Gio. That's all I can say, brother. So, what you seen of it? What'd you think? Tried to turn it up a little bit, changed a lot of camera angles, just done some different stuff. Man, that light is way abrasive here. Let me see if I can figure this out before the crowd comes in. Maybe I can get it where it ain't so abrasive. There we go. That's a little better, maybe. I can't take him off. I can't see the screen. If I take those off, I can't read. Well, I'll be in trouble because I might put anything on there. So anyway, good to see everybody in today. And like I say, had a little emergency this morning. Turned out it was nothing. So ended up just went on to church and then got out of church and come on home, and it was just late getting home with all the things going on. Restaurant was full. Turned out everything today was just the wrong time. And I put I put my premiere up right before this, just thinking, well, I'll let it go and then I'll catch into this. But I got home so late, I wasn't even here for the start of the premiere myself. So, but what was going on? So, yeah, I'm going to do that, Tornelli. I'm going to, Gio, I'm going to tell everybody
a little bit more about what I learned and how I learned it. But that first day, I mean, a lot of it. There was a lot of talking. You know me. There was a lot of talking going on when I was putting that stuff on it sometimes and all that. But I just got to thinking. I said, I'm gonna speed it up so they can watch it go zoom, 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 and change color and do that. Everybody in this day and time wants everything immediate, fast, and so I figured I'd do that and see how it would work. How you doing, Gus? Right? Hey, Gus. Wait, brother. I'm just learning myself, and like it's all about trying to figure out what was going to work. You know what I mean? And uh, yeah, I had had ideas what I thought would work, and I've been watching Derek for a lot. I watched a lot of his videos and tried to get it in the head. When I went over there to start, how I was going to do this sunburst, and I never did make a real sunburst like I wanted, like that one here. I mean, I wanted one to look kind of like that one right there, and I just blend. I think it is my hand gets too busy and I blend too much, and the next thing you know, I got it all running together. So that's what I think happens. But they tell me that I can take dye to one of those right now and start working it, and there's a good chance that I could start working it again if I hadn't put any sealer on it yet. After it's been sitting a day, 2 days, whatever, you can reactivate the dye with alcohol and move it back around. And if you want to reblend a little spot or whatever, I have found that they say that works. And I'm also going to do a test and a video about um, RIT dyes, which are salt based, compared to the alcohol based of the Angelos. And I'm gonna have to tell you, the Angelos looks to me like it's. Yeah, I tried to RIT on some stuff and I was not real happy. But the Angelus dyes are just wow. I mean, they're doing a great job. So yeah, I'll be using more. I got already. Hey guys, I got to already order some more yellow because I didn't use half a bottle. Using up on. I mean, I done 10 test bodies. Before I got done, I got 10, and there's 4 of them that look real good. And some of them are just solid colors, like a blue or a green, or I done a purple that come out really funky. The more finish I put on, it started getting darker, and all of a sudden it started turning dark green. I was putting purple finish on it, and the wood was turning dark green. And I don't know. I mean, it was like, okay, well, that's what you want to do. And so I got a good coat on it and left it. After it dried, I took the sandpaper to it, took it right. I mean, the sander to it, turned the sander on. And when I did, it just laid out, and it looks like blue jeans. Matter of fact, it's got stripes in it. Here, I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see that or not. Maybe you can, but see, purple, and then the purple laid down in some places, and some places it kind of got up on top. So it was a funky top. Yeah, that made a funky top. Can you dilute them more? Yeah, you can. You can take the dye and put it in that little bottle and put a little alcohol in it because that's what it's broke down with is alcohol, and lighten it and thin it where it's not as strong. You could put it on, and then you can take the neutral, or probably could just take alcohol and rub it back with that and pull it back out of it with the natural or the neutral or the alcohol. I found that uh, it was fun. I mean, I'm gonna tell you the funnest part about the whole thing was learning because y'all know me. I'm always trying to learn something and find something out, and to me that was just the fun of it was learning to use the dyes and how they worked, and I finally got most of it off my hands. I mean, yeah, I did. I mean, it said permanent, but it's not as permanent as you think it is. So what happens if you put that on top of grain sealer? Well, I'm not sure, Gus. I haven't tried it on a grain sealer yet. I put some black down and put color on top and sanded through it to see what that looked like. I tried a color with a black on top, and I hadn't sanded it off to see what it looked like underneath yet, but I'm going to probably tomorrow. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to figure them out and understand them. I mean, I've never done colors on guitars. I mean, I put that UV finish on that one when I done it right there. Yeah, that one. And it's just like a natural ambrosia maple and black walnut, and it just, you know. So I don't know. I really don't know. I guess it like Geo says there. It depends on the sealer. Some sealers will let the stain stain's got somewhere to penetrate. If your sealer's too good, I don't know where the paint's going to, where the paint will penetrate to get to the wood because the sealer done the job. But if the sealer itself will take the color, well, then you'd probably be color and sealer. I don't know. I really don't. I put grain filler in my stuff when I do it a lot of times because I want to close the grain and have it nice and smooth. And I do that probably different than anybody ever done it either. I use water based cheap paint and sheetrock mud, a little tub of sheetrock mud. I mix it in with some of that, stir it up, smear it over the whole guitar, let it dry real good. Use black or brown, and that's what I've used in the past. And then sand it back, let it fill the grains, and that's what I use for a grain fillers, sheetrock mud. Yeah, it's cheap, it works. So, and it sands off pretty easy once you get it in there. It comes back off real good. So, you know how easy it is to sand sheetrock, right? So how's everybody's week been? Anybody got anything going on special? Let me know about it. I want to hear about what you got going, and I'm gonna drop a link in here right now. So anybody that wants to come in and join me as a guest here, uh, I got a spot for you. Just come on in, and when you come in, I'll bring you in here with me, and we'll just discuss whatever's going on in the real world here. I got some other things I need to do a little housekeeping. I got behind. I didn't get all my stuff done because I was running late. And I was running late on all this stuff because of, well, what all happened this morning with the emergencies. Nothing bad. I mean, the thing is, Dad's a great guy. He takes care of himself, and we don't have to worry about him a lot. Just make sure he's got what he needs, and he'll be fine. And darn sure don't reach and try to help and hold his hand and help him up or nothing, because that'll get you in trouble. I found that out a long time ago. He That might not be the best thing to do is reach and try to help him. I'm sorry, guy. Give me 1 second. I'm moving some emails here right quick. So I can get some pictures out of some stuff I was supposed to pull out a while ago and I didn't get done yet. So I'm working on it. I see somebody dinked in. I'm tired of meeting. Somebody's going to be joining me here in 1 second. I'll be right there. And I heard the bell, so I know you're there. And I just got to hit a couple of buttons here and get things where I need them. There we go. Okay, I'm back, folks. I'm sorry. Sorry to be running late. When I run out of Oh, cool, Gus. I mean, that's what it's all about, dudes. Hey, if I can give you an idea that helps you, and you give me one that helps me, that's what it's all about in this world. Okay, so yeah, I appreciate it. I really do. That to me makes it worthwhile when we get to help each other. So yeah, let me see here. I got a friend here. I want to get him in. We're just gonna talk, and I hope everybody else comes along and joins us here soon. So I got a feeling that we'll just see how it goes. So let's see who we got coming in. Hey, Gio.
Hey, Spike.
How's Italy today, my brother?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Having a good day, man. After I made sure Dad was okay, it's been a good day, So
Yeah, that must have
yeah,
been scary.
it's
Was it
a little bit scary.
oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's all
Oh, wrong button. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm back. So how you, man?
I missed the last couple of minutes of the stream that you had there because I was doing the connection. So I don't know what you said. But I was going to have a chat to you about your staining that you did because that's quite interesting. I've been trying to I'm going to try and look at some colour. I think I said to you the other day, I've got an increasing lump of wood or wood selection that's got some blemishes and stuff on. So I wanted to do some colour over the course of the
Right.
next couple of months or so. So it's interesting watching yours because after we talked the other day, I can see that I can get that stuff here in Italy.
You
So
can get it.
yeah.
Good. Yeah,
So you've got,
that's great.
how many bits did you get done? Because you had quite a selection the other day.
I've done 10 total
Okay.
bodies, and some like I've done a solid green and a solid blue just to look at it. But mostly I wanted to learn sunburst. I wanted to see blending. How blending works. Because I mean, I didn't think it'd be that hard to put a solid blue or green or something, and it wasn't. That was kind of boring pretty quick. So then I
Yeah,
said, "Oh well, we got to branch out here. We got to make something that's going to be fun." So and the thing about sunburst is, Fender's got their style, Gibson's got their style, but PRS has got their style. I mean, sunburst is open to the interpretation. And to
yeah,
me, that's the beauty of the sunburst is the interpretation part is it can be whatever you want it to be. I mean, I got one that looks like a peach, and one that kind of looks like it's cherry,
that's the
and
one.
one that looks the one looks like a blueberry, and then one's real dark, and it looks like I don't know. I think they call that a Brockburst or something. I don't know if I hit it. I tried. I went at it, but I don't know. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think I get too busy in the middle, and I get too much color brought in instead of color took out. And that's the reason mine, like they instead of having that keeping that yellow, I never could keep a yellow center. I always ended up with a some other color center. But yeah, so yeah,
so what's the
it's
solution? Is that an alcohol solution that they have to reactivate it? So you can, is that to lighten it up or to blend it?
yeah, it's a neutral is what they call it, but it's all the bottles are just ethylene glycol and glycol and ethylene alcohol. That's what's in them with
Yeah,
the color. So once you put them on and you get it on and you want to thin it some or tone it down, you can take that and thin it back and then bring it. It'll pull it back into the rag that you're using. But you have to keep moving. You flipping your rag, or you end up putting blue back in blue. You know what I mean? So you pull
yeah,
it off and then you put it back. So you gotta be a little careful about that. Like if I want to take it out of a center section, I'd have to pull it out and then flip the rag and pull it out. Because if I pull it out and then go right back in, I'm gonna drag dark blue back into it. So
okay.
um, a couple of things I did learn that I found that real important was when you using those bottles, and you seen me doing it in the video where I would take the bottle and I'd put the bottle against the rag like this and do this to wet the rag,
Yeah,
and that's do not do that. I made a mistake. You want to hold the rag and pour the stuff onto it without touching it, because if you got anything on this bottle, it will go it'll transfer back,
okay.
from the rag back into your bottle, and maybe you picked up some dark color off the thing, then you're gonna send it back in. You know what I mean?
So are you
So
supposed, are you meant to use them as they are, just like concentrated then, or are you
I
supposed
think
to,
so. I believe so. Yeah. I've seen Derek use a lot, and I've never seen him pull color out of them, or thin them to use them. I've seen him put them on concentrated to get a real good, vibrant, into the wood, but then thin them back or blend them back. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just for my four attempts at doing a burst, I think I was pretty happy with them. I mean, they're not perfect, but the thing is, like I say, as far as I know, the video this week there'll be a video about taking that neutral and going in there and fixing them and see if I can do that.
well, I like the red and orange, the one that goes red into orange is like a fireburst one. I like
What's
that.
that?
The one that's red, it goes red into orange into yellow. That looks
Yeah,
really good. I like that.
yeah. Well, several of them. I'm happy with some of them for sure. Um, I hadn't played with any of this ambrosia yet to see what happens to it when you throw wood, throw color on it.
That was going to be the next question.
Well, I'm waiting to see what happens. I'm gonna try that. Gus says he was yelling at me to leave the yellow in the middle alone. You're right. That's what I was done wrong, dude. That's what I was doing wrong. But this one here's a candidate to go back. I want to go back and this edge, see how sharp that edge gets right there on that edge. I want
Yeah,
to go back and blend that edge more back and get it more into the face. But this is just this was what they call turquoise and dark blue on the edge. But the turquoise is awful dark for a turquoise, okay? Now,
yeah.
where it got on my bench is lighter looking than this, but on wood it got a little dark. But see, now that piece of wood's pretty white on the back, except for those little stripes, and so it didn't. it didn't change the way the color worked, and if you know what I mean. I don't think by that. So, but yeah, I mean that was one I'm gonna try to do a reblend and just see. I mean, because it's pretty dramatic that if I can get it up close, people will be able to see that and see that I done it. And like I say, if you work with this stuff and if it does do that, say you do it 2 days later, you say, I don't like that dark spot over in the corner. Well, then go in there and fix that dark spot before you put clear on it. Because till you put clear, I think they're still workable. I mean, I'll know for sure tomorrow. You know what I mean? I mean, that's my plans to find out. So,
have you tried sanding any back yet? How does it sound?
it stands fine off of these things. It's pretty easy to sand off. I done that purple, and I had it, like I say, I'd put so much on it that it turned green. And it had this like funky green color to it. And when I started sanding, it just kept getting brighter and brighter purple as I sanded back through it, and got into the sand. So see if you can get a little better look. But you see that funky little grain, I mean, it just jumped all in. And this is just strips of whatever's in this wood. You know that. It's like a cheap, here's where I done the other side of it, completely sanded it back. Pretty much, completely just about took all of it off that side. So but yeah, it's like I don't know, it's a learning experience, and the the alcohol's base, I think, is what makes it where you can blend it, move it so much. Um, see, like now that one there, I did leave that one fairly yellow in the center, and I could go back with a yellow wash and put yellow back in the center of that. I'm pretty sure of that. Or I could go back and but right now it's kind of oranged out, so I should be able to maybe just kind of wash a yellow into that and then pull it this way. Make sure I don't go this way, because that's where if you pull it this way, it's coming. If the color's going where you go, and that I found out real quick. Now, when you want to blend like this, you just do this around, and it takes the whatever's here and here and just kind of makes them into one. And I mean, it's like a kid with kid. It reminded me of being a kid with finger paint. You know what I mean? I mean, you could just like let's have fun, see what comes out. Then this one here, I liked it. They come out pretty good. That's a different one.
That's the one I like.
Yeah, I got this dark on this end. I really like the way the dark turned out on that. So, and then it's kind of got this one looks like a cherry, maybe a cherry burst, maybe close to it. And I call this peach burst because that looks like the inside of a juicy peach to me. So, and then the dark one come out like this. So, and that was the dark one there. So
nice.
I'm anxious to see what happens when you put clear on top of them. You know what I mean? So what it does, how shiny they look, or if you put a bunch of coats of clear and then how good you can make them look. So
what are you supposed
that's the general idea. So was that Gio?
What are you meant to seal it with?
Well, Derek uses a sanding sealer. He calls it. It comes from Mohawk, and I didn't have that available. I didn't find any. I was going to have to wait on it about 2 weeks. Look like on the Amazon, and I can't wait 2 weeks. So I got some. I got some Minwax sealer just to seal. To seal it, and I got three different kinds. I got one you can sand, so you can put it on, then sand it, and then put it on, sand it. And then I got one that you just put a light coat, go back light coat it every 30 minutes till you get it what you want. So I figured I'd try different ones and see if it reacted with it. But with it being alcohol based and it's down in the wood, it shouldn't react. It should, from what I understand, should be fine. So,
I wonder
we'll see how that works. So.
What kind of top coat? What's the clear coat you're going to use? Is it poly or nitro?
It'll be a poly probably. I won't mess with a nitro. I don't want them. I won't deal with the fumes, and I want something I can put on and then I can polish out or buff. I got a buffer, so I can use the buffer and buff it out.
Yeah.
I've got a buffing wheel, and you know me. I mean, where else would I put my buffing wheel, right? Yeah, you know where I'm gonna put my buffing wheel automatically on the shot smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a place for it. Just run the quill out as far as you can to get it as far from the motor as you can, so you got plenty of room to work. Go to work, polish it out. So put some rouge on, polish the other side. So it's a
So
it's a
I keep,
handy tool. To have something that you can change so many things. And
I know I'm
I
jealous of the drum sander. I keep looking every time I watch that drum sander video.
I love. Hey, that thing's the bomb, man. I'm telling you, I can't wait to get my neck attachment fixed for it. I want to do that.
Hey, did you
That
tell?
that's coming. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So
I think
I
that's
got some. I've got some maple out there that's like, I don't know, probably this square, 3 inches square, or I think it's 3 by 2.5. So I need to square it up, then I can turn it down. By the time I turn it, it'll be probably 2 inches, and 2 inch diameter wheels, plenty enough to put positive radiuses in for those fretboards. I mean, and all I do is, I guess, just take the turning tools and pick out a spot, mark it where I want to go from here to here, and make this the 10-inch radius, and just turn it, check it, turn it, and check it till I get it right, and move over and do the next one. And I guess I should start on the sharp radiuses. That way, if I mess up, I can make them bigger radiuses. And after I mess up, I can just move over. So, well, this is going to be a 10 now because it didn't work as a 7.5 or 7.25. So, but yeah, so that was my idea, something like that. So, yeah,
brilliant idea.
I don't think they're going to be I don't think Ben's going to have a live stream today at all, from what I seen. I was watching for it and just see if he scheduled anything, but I figured with what he's got in his shop. And then I went on Discord and I read where somebody said they were going to do it tomorrow evening. So it'll be tomorrow afternoon. So when they do
He was doing a cleanup or something this weekend, I think, for
yeah, I think they're getting the office ready for somebody to come in and shoot some TV. I think it was probably like a pilot type deal, sounded like, to come in and see what it's like, and if they can make angles and and this is very important to get all that done if you're going to have that done, because you want it to look good at the right angles. So
yeah.
don't want it looking like my shop looks most of the time. So yeah. Hello, whoever's joined us, appreciate you coming by. We do. Gio's here with us from Italy, and we just sitting and talking for a little while about everything going on in the world. So uh,
Have you got
Gio
a
put
Have you decided on your color, which of those colors you're using for your GGBO? Are any of those going on?
oh, wait a minute. Now, it was a mistake for a guy with ADHD to order 12 colors, 12 colors to start with, okay? And then when I went out there and I seen that piece of board and I said, you wonder how many bodies I can get out of that board. And I got 10 out of it. And I said, I'm feeding that ADHD bad today. And then I just laid them out on the table and went to work. And I recorded all 8 of those videos with 2 cameras and the overhead camera that was over the table the whole time, shooting it from the top so you could see it. And, it was really going to get a real good picture of the colors changing and stuff. The memory card was corrupted and got absolutely nothing.
Oh no.
A complete full memory card, 128 gigabytes of nothing. No usable files. Yeah, not one. And I'm going, nothing I can do about that. So, yeah. And
I've lost so much video over the years.
yeah, well, I've been shooting a lot of stuff in like 4K, and I'm done. I'm changing my cameras over to 1080, back to 1080, and I won't be shooting any more 4K. My
Yeah.
computer will run it, but it don't like it. And that video that I put up today, there's a lot of camera angles where I cropped the camera and I moved the camera and I cropped the camera and I done all that, and I added the music and I put some transitions, and you know, Geo slid out. He'll be back. He always pops back in. Y'all understand? Geo's on Starlink, okay? So Elon Musk every now and then says, "Hold up a minute, let me think about this," and then he goes back to letting you play. So he'll be back. He always gets back. So, hey, anybody coming on in, if you got a question, put it in. If you got a video that you want me to play, right now today for everybody to see, and we'll all watch it and see a little bit of it. And then if you put your channel name in, and we want to support everybody here. Is the whole idea behind my show, is to build this up and support and help other people. So, me and Geo's got like 400 subscribers apiece, and we're just trying to grow and help ourselves and help everybody in the process. So he slid out on me. He'll be back in a minute. Wait and see. I'll hear him go dink into my ear, and I'll know he's back. So y'all stick with us. But anybody got any questions? The internet's acting up on him again. I knew it. Elon Musk is picking on him a little bit, but you got to admit, Starlink at almost to what 200, 175 megs in the middle of the Italian mountainside might not be too bad a deal when it works. So he'll be back. So guys, everybody understand it. I want to do this show to help other people and show what they're doing and share your progress on here and share your progress on GGBO. Promote everybody's channels, everybody's efforts. We all work hard, and some of it goes sometimes completely unappreciated. You feel like, or you're not getting the rewards you want or the views you want, things that it'll come with time. It'll come. It's going to take time. I mean, I've been doing YouTube a long time, and the thing is, some people they just got the knack, and some people just hit it and get that one that gets them in, and some people make 600 videos before they ever get there, and don't think they don't. Go look. Those guys that got 70,000, but they got 700 videos to do it. So yeah, it takes work. And you put that work out, and sometimes it comes back. I'm just trying to pick up my game and do better. And that's the best I can hope for. So whoever's out there, if you got a question, put it up. If you got something you want to talk about, let's talk about it. If you want to come in, let me put that link up again in case anybody missed it here, so you can get the link to come in, and just click the link and I'll bring you on in on your computer or your phone, whatever. It'll be through the StreamYard, and just come in. We'll chat about whatever's on your mind. Okay, so that's it. This is for you to help you guys out. Okay, so help me too. Grow my channel, but it'll help you, and we all grow together. Is the way that works. Guys, some of y'all's heard me tell you this before, but I watch the homesteaders do this and help each other grow. And they'll take a channel, it'll come in with 100 subscribers, and they'll work together, and it ain't but a matter of weeks, and they're up to 1,000 subscribers because they've all worked together. Now, the deal is, we watch Geo's videos. How you doing, Robert? Good to see you, brother. We watched Geo's videos last week, all week. I had my computer set to watch his, and he said he went and looked at his analytics in Italy there, and he had all kind of views from the USA. Well, he watched my videos, and I had like 20 hours of views, all from Italy. Yeah, Italy watched and it was all Geo. I mean, but that's just how much difference one person can make helping you. So what if everybody done somebody's channel one week? This week we were watching Bill's channel, the Burgonian evolution guy, Bill. And we were watching his channel. He only got about 8 or 9 videos, so we'd had to run them a few times to get it to go. And, the good thing about it is when you do it, it lets the commercials play. So, if they are a paid channel, they get credit for the commercials, so because you didn't turn them off. So, that's just helping them. And when just started buffering, no movement. Okay, am I moving? It looks like I'm working here. Let me check over here. Check my stream service, make sure I'm okay. Let me check it, Robert. I have to check, make myself okay, make sure I'm on the straight and narrow. Turn my volume off. I'll be talking in my ear. Okay, I'm back. I got it up there where I can see it moving now. Okay, Robert, it's back. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it, brother. I'll be keeping an eye on it. If you see something, let me know. And we just been chatting a little bit about about the staining video I put out earlier today, about my efforts in that and what I learned about it, Robert. And I seen you were watching it, so I appreciate that. I do. And I was on the road back home from Dad's house. We had to go over there today, so I go over and take him to church on Sundays and enjoy it and have a good time. And today I was on the way over and I got a call from the medic alert people. Said, your dad's button went off, but he didn't reply. And I said, so I drove faster. But then my sister called and said everything was okay. Said, no problem. Everything was good. So just another day in the neighborhood, guys. So, but guys, everybody's starting to get moving on their GGBO stuff. I see it coming, and there's a lot of videos out there that are starting to come up. And them guys are the ones that when you got a video out, get it up here, come see me, let's put it out, let everybody see it. Uh, we're going to make this grow. It is going to grow, and I'm going to keep beating on it. I mean, it's like old dead horse. I just keep flogging on it. It ain't going to get up, but yeah, it will. This one's going to get up and go, and we're going to all be on it together. So, yeah, I did. Tornelli, I did. I got them here. I got them right down here in the bottom, as a matter of fact. And I was hoping to do them while you were on there is what I wanted to do. I had them ready to share. And so, hey, Bill, we were just talking about you, buddy. Bill, let me ask you a question. Did you check your watch time this week, see what happened to it? See if you actually got any watches? Because if you go look, I bet you'll see you got like Italy, it shows time, and USA from me, and some other people. Because we did make an effort this week to watch your channel and put that time in for you, brother. So that's what we want to do. So we pick somebody every week. That week, that person's who we pick and try to help out that week, give them some watch time. And nothing wrong with helping other people. And, my TV's probably going to play or my internet's going to play when I'm not in the room anyway. So why not put it on something to help somebody? So that's why I do it. So, yeah, usually one of my friends, I'll go to their channel and I go to that button that says play all. And I hit it, it just stays on their channel, plays theirs, and plays the commercials with it, but it doesn't drift off into Never Never Land playing whatever, And like Bill's, it would play through the 8 or 9, and then it'd kick us off, and it'd have us watching whatever, for the rest of the afternoon or whatever it was doing. So we'd have to kind of go back and bounce it. But if you got a whole bunch of content, it'll just go through them. And Gio was telling me he watched some of my stuff, and he said, "Man, you do all kind of crazy stuff, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah, my sickness is real, and it's like all over the place." So, yeah, that's the bad part about ADHD is you get like an interest, and unless you can completely absorb yourself into that interest, like my guitars, and stay completely into it and all that, and do all that, then my mind starts going everywhere, and I start thinking about this, that, and yonders. And my dad asked me today about the Final Four coming up here in basketball this week. This next week. I think it's next week. I don't know. Well, I think one game's today and then finals. I don't know. Next day, a couple days. That tells you how much I know about it. He said, "Well, I watched Duke last night, but I fell asleep." And I said, "I didn't know who was even in it," and I don't. He said something about the NASCAR, and I said, "I ain't watched NASCAR since Dale Earnhardt got killed." Just too many things going on in my life and my mind. I got a business, keeps me crazy. I have to stay kind of connected to that. And so I'm connected to the business and making the product to make the money. But then from there, I'm also making my guitars because it's what I'm mostly focused about right now is enjoying and doing that because it's what brings me joy. And the cancer scare was enough to decide, guys, that, I just want to bring me joy and friends around me, So, it's just, you know, the good for me is what I want to do is I want to help other people and it's not costing me anything to do that. And I want to have fun and I just want to enjoy, my friends, So let me see what I got here. I got a couple comments. Got to go to these right quick. Don't want to miss out. Robert Arter said he watched one of my videos about putting together the gold mine and stuff. Well, what do you think about that, brother? That's one of my small pieces that I ship out. It's called a bucket concentrator. Mounts on top of a bucket. You scoop the stuff in it. If you go to the bottom of my channel, there's a link to Spike's prospecting equipment. You go over there, and I think there's 170 videos on the prospecting channel, and there's also 170 on this one. So I make a lot of videos, guys. Okay, so yeah, but yeah, so it's it works. You know what I mean? So see, Bill said you guys rock. Started with 223 hours, 239. Cool. Hey, if it's going up, brother, that's what matters. I mean, we all just want to help. I mean, I got one for you. My buddy Lucifer, I ain't seen him in, but I don't know where he's at. He may be where he gets work and he forgets about showing up. Probably need to send him a message or whatever, you know. But yeah, he is one guy that I want to get a bunch of subscribers for. He's got just a little over 100, and you know, Bill doesn't have a lot. And guys, y'all need more than that. And I want to help you get it. And you know, I'm going to go, you know, up slowly and at my own pace. Uh, I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to blow up. I don't think I'm going to. You know, what I found out about YouTube is you need to either be hot, you know, or you need to just be lucky, or you need to just hit the, you know, it's going to hit, you know, and when it does, you know, it'll be that. And for me, I can't nail a channel down. And that's the problem, you know, as far as content. The gold channel's all gold, and I can keep it that way till I started putting up shop projects and stuff on that channel. And then that's the reason the other channels got born, because it was getting too much of that kind of stuff, you know. And I should go back and take a lot of that off of that channel that I'd done in the past and thin it out and whatever. Um, my YouTube advisor has recommended I do a lot of that kind of stuff, you know. So I'll take their advice on a lot of it. This week's video, any of you that watched it, uh, honest opinion, tell me, was it upscale from what I usually do, or you know, what'd you think? I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, uh, you know, I put in more effort on that one than I normally do. Tried to make it a little better. Uh, tried to make it informative. I tried to mellow myself out from my opening and my closing a little bit instead of my normal bouncy darn self. And yeah, I gotta try to deal with that. We'll deal with it one day. So, but yeah, guys, let's see, interesting bunch of different videos. Yeah, Robert R. The same here. I mean, if I have the time, I'm watching videos about fixing buses. I watched the bus guy, bus grease monkey or whatever it is. I watch him work on buses, and I watch Hoovy buy stupid cars, and I watch who else is it? I watch all the GGBO videos. I try to watch a lot of those. I try to watch a lot of educational guitar videos. You know, learning about doing it. You know, the videos. I used to have an RV, so I was into RVs and watched Reddit, looked at all RV channels and stuff back when I done that. So you know, it was like, you know, I sold the RV. I don't have a need for that anymore. So you know, so I just kind of checked out on the RV channels. I only watch one RV channel now. I watch my buddy Dan that owns guns and guitars. He's actually got an RV channel, so I still watch that because I just enjoy it, and I do my best to kind of help support him because he's a good kid, and I appreciate what he's doing. I do. So let's see what Bill say. Bill found a piece of 30 by 18 by 2 inch. Oh man! All right, brother. 30 by 18 by 2. Wow, that's a big chunk. Uh, depending on which way the direction of the grain is on that, that could be two bodies. If they could do this, if they're gonna do the other way, they ain't gonna work. You know, you can't get it that way. But yeah, you can't do that. So thank you, Bill. I've tried to move it up a little bit. And like I say, I'm getting away from the 4K because it just makes it so slow, and it stops me from doing the things I'm learning to do, such as moving camera angles and things like that. Because when you start doing that to 4K, it goes, and then you can adjust this and adjust that. Still, it you know it just it's agitating to edit. I just don't want to deal with it anymore. So I'm just gonna back it down and you know, make it a little easier for me. Rab, how was your week, brother? I seen a video you put up. It was pretty cool. And if you want me to play it, put the name of it in there, and I'll play it for you. Because that's the rule now. You got to put the name of the video in the comments, and if you do, I'll put it up and play it. That's the way I'm gonna do it. Just fairest way I know. I mean, I can't go pick them all. I mean, it's not fair for me to pick them. You pick it out if you want me to play it, and I'll share it with everybody if I possibly can. And I'm hoping the day comes real soon that everybody's got them up listed, and I got to have a moderator to keep up with them so we can all figure out who's going to get played. That's what I'm hoping will happen. You know, that day's coming. So I'll keep on kicking at it, guys. And like I say, I don't think my buddy's coming today. Or, I don't think if he ain't, we're just gonna hang around a while, keep going. And I got an earbud charged up really good, and I got another one waiting in case it does. And if he don't come on, and if he does come on, hey, do me a favor, guys. Keep an eye out. If you see something that comes up for about Ben gonna come on or anything, let me know, and I'll be off of here in just a flash because I don't want to step on his toes. We've had a discussion about things, and we got emails back and forth, and they have no problem with what we do. And he said, all for it. He said, because you're not going to influence voting this year, especially because there is no voting, and he's going to be a little more proactive about helping support other people and promote people's channels this year, is what he told me. So we'll see how that works. I hope it does, because to me, that seems fair. That'll help that way. So let me see what Bill said. $167. Yeah. You won't get more. You won't get more two Explorer bodies out of that. I'm talking about my size guitars. I don't make them great big guitars like you got. Okay, except that neck through bass I got sitting out there. I'm working on. So yeah, you won't get two out of that. 167. That's a big chunk of wood, brother. My guy sent me a message 2 days ago, and he sent me a message and he sent me pictures of the wood. And then when I asked him how much it was, he never replied. So I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work out yet. Till he might have been scared I'd get sticker shock because I normally go there and buy his cheap wood. He's got like stuff that's been like cold and leftovers and stuff like that. I get a lot of my stuff from him like that. Sometimes I go over there and he just gives me stuff. He said, "Look, I get that out of my way." And other day he tried to sell me a huge big old slab. I mean, like slabs and slabs and slabs of cherry. And I said, "Nathan, I'll never use all that wood. I got no use for that." So yeah, no. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be a stream there, Robert. From what I understand, I believe they were just so busy working at their office and getting it ready. I believe he's going to do it tomorrow evening, which will be standard time, but it'll be tomorrow. So that's what I understand. He's also going to do some live billing tomorrow too during the day. I'm not sure. Um, if I had a community tab, I'd be using it to make announcements like that myself. I don't have one, not yet. But hey, y'all tell some people to come subscribe so I can get to my 500 and get a community tab so I can keep y'all people informed about what's coming on. You know what I mean? So let me see. Oh, y'all's clocks went forward last night. Well, see, Reb, we changed over 2 weeks ago. So that's the reason my timing was off 2 weeks ago, is because we were starting an hour, still an hour crazy. So, but yeah, it'll be daylight. That'll be the pretty thing about. So, oh, cherry, yeah, cherry's pretty. Yeah, I love cherry wood. Uh, I've got this a slab of maple that I'm gonna. It's probably this wide, and it's almost 5 feet, 4.5 feet long. It's got one end of it's a little spongy looking. It's got a little what you call it in it? Uh, oh darn, what you call that? Spalting. Got a little spalting in one end of it, but then the rest of it's just all straight, pure. Got nice grain, but it's the wrong direction to grain. The grain's laid up this way on it instead of this way like I'd want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that neck and I'm going to roll it over this way and glue it back together, which will turn the grain up vertical in it. And then I'm going to put a piece of cherry between it to give it to laminate something in between. So that's what I'm going to do with the neck through. So, see what that's going here. I'm trying to read your comments, guys. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm just trying to catch up on the reading here. Yeah. Rav's going to clear coat loose first loop. Stain it. Hey, put on what makes you happy. I mean, I done that one UV finish right there. That one, that stuff you do it, put it on and take it out in the sunlight and it sets up. That's what I done on mine. I just had to pick sunny days when the cloud cover wasn't bad, but it done a good job. I covered up. I made tools and put it on the handles of them and stuff. So things like that. So, yep, I'm worried about the Rab. And Bill. I'm thinking about that staining and using the colors in some of this spalted wood. What will happen if I done that? So like I got this hunk of spalted maple right here, ambrosia maple, and then the other side's pretty clear, doesn't have as much marking and stuff. But I got a handful of these, and I'm fixing to start cutting and seeing when I get me a really good piece. And when I do, I'm gonna cut the one to match it. That'll be my book match pieces. And up till then, it'll be whatever it is. So now I got to address a subject here with somebody that's in this room right now, and that'd be Bill. Bill, I got a question. You give me a hard time about my neck blanks, brother. What are you talking about me making my neck blanks too thick? Now, let me ask you a question. If you want to put a headstock on one and make it do that, yeah, and you don't want to put a scarf joint in it, then you got to start with a pretty thick chunk of wood to do that, don't you think? Just as a point. I mean, that's why I got some thick necks, okay? And then the other neck blank I got that you might have said something about being thick was a leftover piano brace that when I'm making necks out of piano braces, and I wanted to get as much headstock angle as I could, and I think I can get 7-degree break on the headstock and put it on that little harmony guitar out of that wood. Now that's the neck that had the screw in it. Yeah, the piano brace with the screw in it. Yeah. So, oh, I know you picking on me, Bill, and hey, the whole point of this, Bill, is I don't mind you picking, and I just wanted you to notice that I knew you was picking, and it don't bother me a bit. Doesn't bother me at all, brother. Uh, that's what we're here for, to help each other out, guys. Really, I mean, do anything you can to help others. Really, I mean, to me, that's just. I guess I just completely. At one time in my life, I guess I lost focus or whatever it mattered to do people like that, and no, I'm just now. And as far as competing, nah, I don't want to compete in building guitars. I ain't got nobody to compete with but me. And the reason I'm in the contest is so I'll finish that. Yeah. I hadn't put that on the list yet. I've entered 3, but I ain't even thought about that one. But it's going on there because I'm gonna finish the dang thing. It won't be that body though. It's probably gonna be either that or I'll strip it all off and sand it back. I hadn't decided yet, but yeah, man. Yeah, I seen the baseball bat comment. I like a thick neck on a guitar anyway, but I don't like it that darn thick. And one of my favorite guitars I ever owned had a 7 1/4 neck, and I think I'm gonna make me something with one of those. And you know, I was just looking at what I'm building, what I'm making, and the idea is to ever learn a new skill on everything I make. And Geo, of all people, he's done challenged me. He throwed out, well, why don't you double bind that melody maker? I believe that's the one he told me to do that to, if I'm right. Yeah. So I ain't never put binding on nothing. I was planning on binding a neck with some wood binding down the sides, but no, I hadn't at all thought about doing the other. So yeah, well, see, hey, guys, these huge channels don't have, they got a whole bunch of people. Me, I got just enough of y'all where I know who each of you is, and when y'all talk trash about you, I know who you are, and I'll remember it so I can talk trash back one day. Don't worry, you'll give me a chance. Bill's gonna get a bigger table one day. We can talk about his bigger table. Yeah, I'm just joking, Bill. You know it. I love you, man. Let's see. Robert R's has got a kit guitar that I built a couple of years ago that's faulted and stained using natural colors, earth tone. Yeah, I would think the natural tones would look good, but if you tried to put a color on spalted wood, I don't know. But here's the deal: when I start cutting all these chunks to find me the perfect piece that's got the perfect match in it, all them that ain't perfect, well, that's more experiment pieces, right? I mean, I'm putting all these that I made, guys, like this little thin piece of wood, they'll all get put on the wall somewhere for decoration, you know. So I'll have pretty stuff hanging on the wall around here, you know. So except for that, I just threw it landing in the floor. It might be broke. And this is the sycamore. Y'all hear that? Listen. I think that's what it is. Wow. Might be a reason. Yep. That's the one. I'm still working. I got more trimming to do. Then I guess I've been convinced that I ought to make a thin top of that thing, kind of put it across it. So yeah. Put them on sticks like flamingos in the yard. Oh no, brother. Oh man, if I had a guitar business, I'd put them out on the side of the road to lead people here. Wouldn't that be funny? Each one of them have a little sign that says "guitar shop, guitar shop." No, I don't sell guitars. I make guitars for me. Uh, if I sell one, it's going to be because I got tired of it and don't want it like that one right there. If anybody wants to buy it, there it sits. That black and white one right there, that one is for sale. Go to Reverb. They're $600. I'll take four. Yeah. Yeah, with the neck pointing you to the shop door. There you go, Bill. That's perfect. Yeah, I can see it now. The sign have a pretty fender on it. It'd say open, and a sign and a fender on the finger on the end pointing that way to see. Where's my finger? Oh darn! It's out in the other shop. I got a guitar. I got a guitar neck I designed on my 3D printer on my CNC machine, the Fusion, and it looks like this. See if I can get it right. It looks like kind of like that. The shape of it when it looks and so well, no more. It's more like kind of like I don't know. It looks like this way, Jack, like it's pointing. And so you got a tuner, and then you got tuners down here. So and they're all straight in a line. I mean, it's kind of small, which is it's kind of funny looking because it's so small. But it's I call it the this way Jack headstock. So yeah, it's in some of the videos. Y'all probably seen it around, but yeah, I just been having fun with this, and yeah, I want to have fun building guitars. I know y'all do too. So you know, anybody got anything to say? Say it. I want to hear about it. Hey, I put the link up. Come in and join. Makes this thing flow a lot better when I got some of y'all guys around, you know. And I can't talk to myself but so long, and I get bored. So y'all say something creative there. Flashing gang signs with his guitar. No, officer, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, officer. I promise. Oh, me. You know, Bill, I lived in California for a little while, and I'd go through some of those neighborhoods, and yeah, they was some strange folks out that way. Yeah, that was. I spent 5 years in California. That was five enough. I was glad to be back here. Oh, yeah, man, the weather's not been great for drones, but you get to go out now. So, did you take one of your racing drones out? Is that what you were working with? Um, I know you do those. So, oh, guys, let me give y'all a little news. And I don't hadn't seen him come by, and I hope he would come in and see us today. But we hadn't seen him. But Joe, J&S Trucking, Joe's dad passed away this week, I believe. It looks like I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and just hated to hear it, man. Really did. He's been having a tough time with him in the nursing home and back and everything else, and so yeah, his dad passed away, so we hate that for Joe, and just all the prayers in the world for him, and just want to know we all love him. I mean, because he's a heck of a good old guy, and he knows the door's open here in the wood shop and come by any time. And I'm sure there's other guys out on the road that let him use their shop to cut a piece of wood or do whatever he wants to do on that guitar build he's doing. So this door's always open, you know. So if you need advice you think I might know the answer to, ask. I'll do my best. If I don't know, we'll try to find the answer. And how big? So how big do you make necks for set neck guitars? Uh, the biggest thing, Gus, on the set neck would be it's pretty much the same except on the heel, according to what the tenon of it or whatever you're gonna do. Um, Most people that do a glue in are gonna do a longer tenon into the body to go deeper. The main part of the neck normally is pretty much about the same. When you go to acoustics, they start going down and dovetailing in and doing all that other crazy stuff. And yeah, I got one of them I'm dealing with, and you know, I tell you what I'll do. I'll take somebody's advice in a heartbeat on this. This is another relationship nightmare story. Okay, yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna take this right here, and I thought about putting a cover on this to something pretty on it, but I got to get this off the end of it so I can get it mounted into one of these guitar bodies that I'm working on. But I got several of them, so yeah. And so I got to chop that out. There's your truss rod right here. So I don't want to mess with anything going this way, and I really don't want to mess with that, there. And I really don't know which way to go about tearing this apart to put it into that guitar body. But the idea was when I started with it was to take it, see this, and it would just about be perfect scale length if I do that. Look at that. Which would be a Melody Maker acoustic with a Fender Stratocaster acoustic headstock on it. That'd be quite the bastard, I promise you. But yeah, but I just got to figure out how to cut that apart and put it into there if I possibly can, and if it can be done. I don't know. The guitar was going to be two of these boxes put together, which would have made it, well, it would have been on it like this more, and then it would have been another one on this side, big old thick guitar box. But I don't want a box that thick. It's just too much. Those are as thick as I'd ever want a guitar. That big one right there, that Washburn. So anything with a Strat neck works. Well, for me, anything with a Tele neck works. So I've been that Tele neck guy all my lifetime. But yeah, I just ain't quite figured out how to liberate that out of there to where I could use it in that. I mean, I might can liberate it out and then shorten this up, put a new cap because it's got a little perloid cap on the bottom. So I could probably shorten this up to where it fit the length, the depth of the guitar, and then put a new cap back on it. So I don't know. That's kind of my idea. The general thought. I don't know. So who we got? Let's see. Make sure I hadn't missed anything. Strat neck on acoustic. Well, it was on an acoustic. When it came from it was originally on an acoustic, but it got destroyed by the relationship nightmare, one of her relationships. And if you want to know about the relationship nightmare, just go back and watch the video. You'll see it. It's there. Yeah, they're there. Video right. Yeah, they're there. Don't worry. Shave the scrap down with chisels. Then once you thin as you scrape off, finish. Oh, he's talking about. Okay. Okay. Well, I put a picture up of that neck, that bass. Hold on, let me make sure I'm right about this. I want to be right. Robert R. I put that picture up of that bass with that neck. It was like cranked this way when it was all bent, crooked. And I put it on Facebook and on Guitar Group, and I got comment after comment after comment on it. You know that. I got things like, well, so and so played that guitar and who done this and all these things, and the crazy ideas, people come up with. And but the one thing I got more than anything was, can't believe it. Finally, somebody made a travel bass. And well, that's kind of where it works. I didn't see you. I didn't see you come in, Geo. If you did, it didn't dink here. I'm watching for it. So, but if anybody wants to come in, I'm more than happy to have you in. I want y'all to come on, guys. So there's the link again. If anybody needs it and wants to come in and show us what's going on, if you got something you want to show us, you just want to sit down and talk or whatever, just come on. I mean, it's your time. That's what I tell people. It's your time. I'm waiting on somebody to put a Tyler video up right now when they tell me they want me to play it. I'm gonna play it. I mean, I'll do it. That's got to put your work in. So, bass ukulele, yeah. Now, I've been thinking. My mind's been going crazy places. Y'all know that, and all these crazy ideas I'm making with guitars and stuff. The Melody Maker acoustic and the harmony. The harmony is going to be pretty standard. The harmony with one pickup, like a P90 in it or something, just standard. Um, but I'm wondering, what if I put I want to do something multi-scale, and I haven't decided what it's going to be, but I just for the fact of building a multi-scale. I mean, guys, you got to understand. My time used to be a lot of it spent doing things that it's not anymore. I got free time. A lot of y'all work full time. You can't do what I do, but I got free time that I can do crazy stuff. And I got two guitars roughed out, and the third one's over there in a pile. And I'm just gonna do something to have fun with it. And it's pushing my boundaries. I'm not pushing anybody else's boundaries, and I don't want to win nothing anymore. Like I said, this is pushing me. But I want to do binding on this. I want to do, okay, well, I was planning on doing neck binding. Okay. Well, then Lucifer has told me now that I got to put some inlays in with some railroad spikes and some headstocks. So I guess I got to start learning how to do a headstock inlay on that. So, if I learn something, if I do two or three different things on every guitar and learn a new skill, that's even better. I mean, if I make five Telecasters all just alike or five Strats, I haven't learned anything except how to make a Strat better or faster or easier. But if I make a harmony guitar with this scale, this shape, this size, and then I make a bass guitar this way, and then decide to go multi-scale, and then I do this and go that way, then to me that gives, hey Rob, how you doing, buddy? But that gives, um, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, that lets my ADHD have a place to go. I guess is a better way to put it. I mean, so what that means is I got a way to whatever. So y'all should see the all the footage of the stain video, the dye video. I'm telling you now, you'll laugh your butts off when you watch if you watched it all. Watching me stand and go like this and look at it, turn my head this way and back and forth. And I mean, there's a lot of that, and I just cut it all out because y'all didn't want to see all that. But I'd put some on, look at it, I'd stand back and look at it, think about it. That's the challenge of what goes on up here. Yeah, it's a lot easier when I done work like at BMW and built that plant over there, and they gave me a plan, and it was all drawn on there, and it told me exactly where I had to put every pipe and everything, and every outlet and everything. And you know what I had to do? I had to follow that, and therefore my ADHD couldn't work. It had to just say, okay, let's get it done. And the most it could do was say, well, let's figure out a new way to do that or a better way to do that. But I couldn't change the plan. And that was what was different about my life when I was doing that compared to now when there is no real, well, if an eBay order comes in for the business, first priority, get that out, get it done, out the door. So y'all seen that video. Some of you did probably this week. And that's what I do that every day. I check the eBay. If I got an order, it goes out first, and then I carry on with other things I want to do. And just turned out that day I had that order to do. And then the next thing I had was 10 pieces of wood and a big old box of stain and a lack of self control. Yeah, that's what happened. Lack of self control. Yeah, Bill. The one thing I'm learning is test on something you don't give a crap about. That's what I'm learning. And these bursts, or some of them are cool. I mean, I'd be happy with one of that one right there. I'd love that. Get that on my guitar. If I could get that on, I'd probably be happy. But I ain't made the guitar I want that on yet, and that's what I got to do. So, but the stains come in. I picked them up and ordered them when I had a chance, and you know, when you get that all those stains like that, I mean, like I say, I spent $75. I got 12 different colors, 2 bottles of black, and a few little handy tools to work with and stuff. And you know, the shipping was free. I got me that T-shirt and the deal, and that $75. So to me, I felt like heck, it's great. I'll go for this. And then the next thing I had was a learning experience. I mean, it's like, okay, I learned something today, and well, I can carry this on forever. And it's I don't know what's the best word. Is this going to be? It's going to be something I remember that I can use. Well, I hope I remember it. Yeah, that's the good thing. My memory's great. Okay, so and my attention's great as far as attention to detail. Once I start on something, if I start on this project, I'm done. You can't pull me off. I'm done until I get done. So exactly, I agree, Rab. Test it on the wood you're using. Use your cutoffs. That's what I got. I got cutoffs for whatever I'm gonna test. But this was just a learn. This wasn't a test. This was a Spike. Learn something, you stupid butt. About this color and see how it works. And I'm assuming these stains are pretty close to the crimson alcohol-based stain. The stunnings. It looked like it. The way they went on looked like about the same. And I know they do a water-based and the other. And the problem is just getting the shipping here. If I'd have got Ben stains because there wasn't that much difference in price, but the problem was just the shipping was going to kill me. To get them here. So that was what I thought about. So. Oh, Bill, hey, make a neck and broke. We go for it. That's what I did. I did a kit build last year, and I made a neck. But after I had a kit build, and I had that guitar ready to put in the scratch build, and was working on the neck for it when the epoxy on that one went bad there and caused it to be up. And so I had this piece of ambrosia maple already cut out and already truss rotted. Yep. And waiting on get ready to shape it. And I'd even made the doodad over there to shape it with my router, because that's the way I was going to do that. And I may still do it that way. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. And I've come up with a crazy way to do radiuses on fretboards. I think I have anyway. Some of y'all guys have seen. Some of y'all guys have seen the video of my thickness sander where you send the wood through the big thickness sander I built, and uh, sending the wood through the thickness sander. If it flattens it completely flat, but what if I made a drum to go inside this thickness sander because this is wide, okay? But what if I made a drum to go through it that the first 4 inches of it was at 10-inch radius built on top of it, the thing, and then the next 4 inches of it was a 12, and the next four was whatever, and then the end of it would be 7 1/4, whatever. So, hey, I got somebody come by. Y'all come here. Let's check this out. Geo, how's Italy, brother?
Very good. It worked. It's good apart from my internet connection. So if it goes off, it goes off.
Hey, I know all about that. I mean, it's internet connection all the time over there. Well, you got Elon Musk on the Elon internet, I understand. So, you kind of at the rich man's mercy here, if you know what I mean. So.
Well, it's fast, but it's intermittent. So it tends to drop just for a couple of seconds, but it's just long enough to drop a call or something.
Yeah. Hey, Todd, good to see you in, brother. Todd just come in. Sweet Tea, how you doing, my man? Good to see you, brother. If you want to come in and join us, there's a link there. Come on in. We'll have several in here. I can have up to 6 people in here. Can you imagine that if we could all get in here like that? And
Everybody click the link.
here's what's funny is the gold prospecting community, these guys in the gold prospecting community love to do these things. And so a guy will do one of these, and you always can go look at them, and there'll be people all over the screen. It'll look like the Hollywood squares. And you just, take turns and talk, and somebody asks a question. Everybody puts in their little 2 cent worth. So
I've just seen I can't see the comments anymore now I'm on here, but you said that Todd's in.
yeah, he come in. Yeah,
I love his build he's doing. He's doing the giveaway build. I've been watching that. It's fantastic.
it is. It's beautiful, man. I'm liking it too. And I seen he had a little mistake, but you know what the good thing about mistakes is? It's the way you make recovery.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful
And
fix.
oh, it is. It's beautiful. He said, I'm having a terrible hair day. I think I'll sit on the sideline here in the process editing my new video. Oh, camera shy, huh? Yeah. See, if you could be pretty every day, no matter what, it wouldn't matter. Now, Todd, hey, I just wished I had that big, deep voice of yours to use when I talk to people. You
So
know it.
Mike, go back. I'm going back to your neck. You know the one you've got behind you there?
Yeah, which one? The
one that's broken, because you said we had a chat, didn't we, the other night on that one?
This one. You talking
Yeah.
about this one, correct?
I think if you take that dead across straight where it is now, because I think you can get to the truss rod from the back of the heel, right?
Yeah, truss rod's right here.
So I think that would work if you cut it straight and then trimmed up the edges.
So you say just take it and cut that sucker flat right here.
Yeah, I think so.
Right through there like that, just knock that off. Well, I could probably, I can't really leave this on. I don't know. And then see, the
Depends.
problem is this is interlocked in behind it. And I thought about heating it up and seeing if I could pull it apart.
Yeah.
Like pull this piece loose. But it's interlocked into that one, and look at this, it's dovetailed together.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's just about maybe I could trim this piece here even. Oh, excuse me. I could trim this even here flat, where it's flat here like this, to get me a flat glue-in surface, and then notch the front of the guitar to where the rest of it can go in, or either just chunk it in a pile and make one for it. That's kind of where I'm at. So it was here, and it was, like I say, it's free, kind of like that bass. But at least I got a really nice set of Fender tuners on it that I can use, So, and see, you've got a little string tree right there. See, so, there he is. He's back.
I'm messing up your stream. Sorry, Spike.
No, you ain't hurt nothing here, brother. We just us friends together. One day this will grow into something big enough for other people to worry about. But right now, it's just us friends. And I told the wife, me and you talked the other night. She says, "Where does he live?" And I said, "Italy, on the side of the mountain." She said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." And she says, "That sounds beautiful." I said, "I'll get him to send us some more pictures of it because I seen it, but she hadn't seen it." So
Yeah,
you can send me some of those. So yeah.
pictures. My wife was asking me who I was talking to at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh well, it wasn't 2 o'clock here.
No.
Well, that's the strange thing about having friends all over the world is, like, and everybody's got something different. I mean, you're an hour flight away from all the craziness going on in this world right now,
Yeah.
and I'm a world away from it, to be honest with you. So uh, sweet tea, what are you talking about? You ain't got to wait, brother. There ain't no waiting period. It's open. You can start. You can start. You can put your videos up. He said he's waiting until April 1st. You just working on your giveaway guitars. What you doing, brother? But you can go ahead and start. Everything's clean, but they're not going to open it up, and they're not going to promote anything till April 1st. So the public profiles for them to promote you, that won't happen till April 1st. But you can start, put your videos out, put your tags on them, do all of that. It's all good. I've already got all the okay on that. So, yeah, Robert R was saying something about the shipping was the problem the other day on, for getting stuff. And it is, that's a terrible problem, dude. The cost is bad, cause I had I had something sent to me last year. And the crazy part of it is, um, I told Ben about burning my shop down, and he said, "Well, let me give you something to help you get going again." So he gave me a fret leveling kit, and he said, "Okay, I'll get it shipped out to you." And they shipped it supposedly, but I never got a tracking number. And about 6 weeks later, I asked him about it. He said, "Well, it should have got there," and they couldn't ever find the tracking number about it, so they shipped it again. And this time, it got lost with a tracking number, and then it finally showed up about a week after the contest was over.
Wow.
It's not their fault. I mean, but it was just like, well, that's what they got going. So, we'll have
It's
to see. So,
it's hard to order anything from the UK here now. There's a few guys on the forums and stuff that live in continental Europe as well. And since Brexit, since the UK left, it's a bit of a nightmare with import taxes and charges and courier charges and things, and it just seems to take a long time.
yeah. Well, you know, like I say, mine came and it took a while to get here, but I was in a position last year. I just burnt the place down and didn't have much to work with, just trying to get back on my feet. He's reached out to me and helped me, and I told him, and I sent him a message the day, and I said, look, I said I'm not entering any of the contests where you in a voting contest. I don't want to be voted for. I'm not competing. I'm gonna put everything in a community contest, but I would like to donate a fret leveling kit for somebody else. So I'm sending the money to pay for one of them for him to give to somebody else that could use the help this year. And I needed help then, and it was I didn't. It wasn't I needed it as much as I appreciated it, but I appreciated it enough that I want to give it back to somebody else. Because I was kind of at a loss. Everything was just starting over. I didn't have anything. I've had to rebuild all my tools. I lost them all. Pretty much. So, and you've seen I went out and bought the latest, greatest, brand new stuff.
That's a really kind thing to do, Spike. I think Todd donated some money.
Yeah.
Some guys can enter the contest, and that's
Ex-
one of the things that's really nice about the community. There's a lot of people willing to do stuff like that, which is great.
Right. Exactly. So I'm for helping people. And like I say, Todd, I know Todd's done that to help some people get into contests. This year, the community tab to me puts the heart back in it, where everybody can come back in, and they can be in it in spirit. If they can't afford to pay, they can still be in it in spirit. Um, you can take an old guitar and strip the parts off of it and make a new guitar out of it and be in the contest. I mean, so it's more inclusive than it used to be in that way. You know what I mean? So um, that I think is back to the very beginning, the first one in 2000 when it was, and then the big thing that happened that year is anybody that came in and done a community type build in that year. I guess they wasn't called community, but it was a community. But anybody that done a community build, they got talked about a lot on the Crimson Channel on when they were doing their stuff and stuff like that. And you know, that's a good way for them to help everybody else grow. And I agree with that. And I understand that they couldn't do that last year very much because there was voting involved, and it can influence the public vote. Okay, and this year there's not a public vote involved, and there's just voting basically between the builders, for the builders, I think, for the most part. So him putting in a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a word for this guy and that guy, and that maybe help those guys bring their channels up and grow their channels a little bit. Can't take anything away, can only add to the content. So it's kind of like what I'm trying to do here, but um, I'm just hoping it'll help, and slowly it can catch on and more people will show up, and they'll learn and they'll see that it's about helping each other, So, we picked somebody and watched their stuff, and we watched everybody's stuff, you know, for a week. and it's a good thing, they got some time, help them out with some watch time. So, you know, everybody can give each other a little hand up without hurting herself. So, um, I don't know. I guess the thing that's got me is last year it got so competitive and people were cheating. I mean, we had one of guys fairly local to me put a thing on YouTube. I mean, on the Facebook, told everybody, "Hey, go vote again, and then do it again tomorrow and the next day. You can keep
Yeah.
voting for me, and then go to another computer and you can do it again." And I go, "What in the world, man? You took all the fun out of this because you make it about, you know, I don't know." If you're that worried about it, then you probably don't need to be in our contest. You probably need to get in something else. I don't know.
I
Because,
think that the
you know,
community build category is pretty good though this year because it does take it back and it takes all the voting stuff out of it. Like there's a lot of people that just want to build for fun and not do that.
well, thing about community I love is I'm not getting any votes from me, so I could care less. If people appreciate what I do, I love it. I'm glad. If people enjoy it or learn something from it, that's even better. But you know what I get to do? I get to vote for you guys. I get to pick who in the scratch and who in the kit and who in the pro that I think is the best. And that to me, I mean, I get to vote about those guys and make my choices about what I appreciation. And I suggested they give us 5 votes apiece, but I don't know. If they did, that'd be a week because a lot of people are just gonna go vote for their damn self. Let's face that. I mean, I hate to say it, but they are. And
But
I
I
don't
get
know. I mean,
this year. I'm doing the community build because I did my first. I just uploaded my neck build video this week, so I had to choose what category I was going to enter. And I think, well, I said to you before, I should have done. I think theoretically I should have been in the pro category because I'm making stuff to sell. But you have to raffle your guitar, don't you? And they put something like a 400 euro or 450 euro cap on it that if it makes any
right?
more than you have to raffle it. So I couldn't afford to do that. So I'm going to do a community build.
Yeah. Well, I'm liking the idea of that because it puts it back into just having fun. Not stressing about it. I mean, Todd, I love Todd to death, and Todd's trying to build a business for his future to build guitars. And I'm going to do everything I can to help Todd do that and help support him and help promote him and do all that. Because I want him to sell a lot of guitars because I'm not going to sell him none of mine. I'm not planning on making any to sell. But if I can help him sell some, great. I got a rich doctor friend over here I need him to talk to. I mean, because it'd do him more good to talk to him than me. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what this is about. It's not, it's not about the voting. I mean, helping's when you help somebody make a dollar or help somebody do something to help themselves. And um, I'm just hoping that it all keeps growing and everybody will keep, sharing. And um, you know, we hadn't had anybody put a video name up. I've been watching for a name of a video somebody want me to put up. And ain't nobody put them up yet, so I ain't gonna worry about it.
You can put,
So that's kind of the way I'm looking at that. So, and I got some things here that I can throw up here. You never know about me. So, Gio, I looked at your video this week of your neck. I'm not going to show the video right now. I'm just going to show people a little bit of what I seen when I was looking at it here. But
yeah,
guys, I want y'all to check it out here. Look at this.
I think it's about 12 minutes, that video. It's too long.
Yes, yeah, it's a nice little video. It's a great video. I loved it. Um, but I'm sorry about the screen there. I got way too much stuff on there all running around. But there's your neck, man. I'm loving the multi laminate you done on that neck.
Oh man,
I'm loving that.
I'm really
Is
happy
that
it came out.
is that zebra wood on the fretboard?
Yeah, I don't know whether anyone else has used it before. This is the first time that I've used zebra wood, and it's come out really nice. But when I was thicknessing it, it chipped out a lot. It didn't like the planer, so I had to sand it a lot when I was radiusing it. In fact, I took a bit of a shot when I glued it onto the neck because I wasn't sure how smooth it was going to go, and I had to do
Right.
quite a lot of sanding. But I can't see the chat. But if anyone else there has used zebra wood and they've had the same issue, I'd be interested to know, because it was a bit worrying there for a moment, but it's come out beautiful. I mean, I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, you're looking nice, man. That's beautiful. It really is. Todd said on here that he said your stuff is so great. He's using the thing to grow his channel and stuff. And I think that's what we're all trying to do is grow our channels and work, just to help ourselves up here a little bit. So, oh, wrong one, wrong picture.
Well, thanks, Todd. I love his stuff.
There's the other side of his neck, man. Look at that, beautiful. What is that? What is that dark wood? I see the grain in it now from the back.
So it's maple. Then the lighter one, or the lighter of the two dark woods, is mahogany, and then rosewood. So maple, mahogany, rosewood, maple, and then the same on the other side.
Okay, so the rosewood's what I'm seeing there.
Yeah.
It's the grain in the rosewood's beautiful, man.
Oh man, it looks lovely. I'm really happy with it. I always use, I think I said to you before, I always try and use multi-laminate necks, and I never use a veneer on the headstock because I just like the way it looks. It looks nice from the back and from the front. So I always.
Oh yeah, it looks good. That's beautiful, man.
But I need to decide. Oh yeah, and sorry, this is the first one I've done where it's the 3 left, 3 right, but it's a flat Fender style headstock. So I wasn't entirely sure how nice that was going to look. But I think, even though I haven't carved it yet, I think it's going to look okay. It seems to.
I like the way the scoop on the front, scoops down, and it looks like you got pretty good bit of brake angle that you're gonna get. You're gonna get a nice brake angle from your nut down to your tuners. Looks like, so.
Yeah, it should do. I mean, it's exactly Fender spec, so it's 20,
right.
Well, just over 20 mil thick. And
right.
Then I planed down the headstock to just under 15 mil. So that brake angle is enough. On Fenders, like normally you'll use just kind of one string tree, and I've got a string bar that I can use if I need to. But I've the string, and it seems fine. I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Looking at the picture, it looks like it's got more distance between the top of the fretboard and the top of the headstock than a Fender does. Just looking at the picture, but that's just probably the angle of this picture.
Well, you mean the headstock looks longer than normal?
No, it looks like the fretboard is here and the headstock is down like this, but it looks like it's down lower than normal on a Fender would be. Normally a Fender is like 5/8 thick, which makes it it's only like 3/16 or whatever from here breaking that drop, and it just looks more than that in the picture is what I'm saying. So
yeah, it's probably I think the angle, because it's pretty much bang on what I'd normally do. The same kind of drop for a telly. But yeah, did anyone say anything in the comments there about having used zebra wood before, that they had problems with it chipping? And I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Spike. I don't know if other people can.
Test one.
Ah, there you go. You're back.
Yeah, well,
it moved on me. It decided to change the microphone input, so I'm working on it. Yeah, that's the thing about it. Audio, the microphone, the battery died, and once it died, it went off. So we should be back now.
Yeah, I think we're back.
Okay.
I was going to send you some pictures. I think I said I was going to send you some pictures of the wood that I've got for the body. I sent something to Brett the other day, just a picture of my worktop with all of this wood spread across it, and I've got idea overload at the moment. I've got loads of wood options for the body, and I can't decide what to do, because I did that intro video where I said I was going to do a mahogany body, and the plan was to use paint, and then I put the neck up against a piece of white ash that I've got, just white European ash, and it looks fantastic. So I think I might make two and see which looks best.
Now you know why I couldn't make up my mind up, and I just kept building stuff. Okay, so I look at it this way: it's gonna get hot, and when it does, I'm going to get out of the heat, and so I'll get all these roughed out. And when I come in the office and turn on the air conditioner, I come in here and work on them during the hot months, and take my time, do what I want to do, and enjoy it. So, and like I say, I ain't worried about making nobody happy but me. So, that's the good point. But
you've got twice as much choice as me, because you've already got three you're making.
Well, technically 4 if you count that one on the wall that I'm thinking about pulling down and finishing. So yeah. But this is the neck for the Harmony that I was cutting out of this big old thick piano brace, and I ran into that screw. That I cut in. I cut into a screw right there. Y'all see the dark spot on the side? That's where I cut into the screw. And so I pulled the blade back, and then I went and chopped into it to get it out. And so the nut on this guitar goes right here. So I got it's way too thick. So after I thickness it down, here, take this way down, then this will still have to go on down lower to think, even more than it is. And I'm going to do pretty much just like what you're doing. I'm just going to make a scoop down and drop it down to this flat headstock that way, instead of trying to. I had thought about trying to make this one at like 7 degrees, but I don't know if there's room to do it. I think it runs out because of how deep I had to get here to get the screw out of that. So it'll work out. If it don't, I think I got 5 more of these braces laying around there, this maple. So it's real pretty. Say again?
It's a quicker way to do it, I think. Making a fender neck, I think, is much quicker than doing a, half joint and that kind of thing.
A fender neck's just, if you got a router sled, you can make a fender neck on a router sled. I mean, just line up, cut a truss rod. I mean, you can take a router out and use a router sled. You can surface it as thick as you want it, and then you can put you fretboard on and taper it. If you built one of them jigs to do this way, you can taper it with it. I mean, you can do this simple if you want to do it simple, and that's
how I did the headstock.
Yeah. And then when you get in the headstock, you just drop down and set it down and cut it at 5/8 and then make that little transition.
Yeah.
Now I make that transition on the drum sander. From here to here, I just take the drum sander and do that. Just put it into it. And I think the Texas Toast guys got a machine they call the old man machine. That is stock. It's nothing but a drum sander, and they just shove the end of the headstock in it, and it automatically goes in deep enough and puts the perfect shape on them to where they come out every time. And so they just line it up, stick it in the machine, and it comes out with that perfect scoop.
Yeah, I do that. I do that on the spindle sander. Just put it in sideways, and creates it. It's 10 minutes. It's done.
Well, if you're working in a production type situation, those guys are kind of working up to, you got to make things consistent. And having the old man machine, you just take it and shove it in, and it automatically makes them all the same. That's a lot of hand work, that don't have to happen if you do that. So, I'm a machine tool guy. I'm not a hand tool guy. Okay. I mean, I use a chisel every now and then, but not a lot. I'm not, I sharpen my tools up enough to where I can work with them, and I'm getting there. But as far as planes, I got a joiner, and I've got a thickness sander, so I'll get it good enough that way most of the time where I'm happy, and I just never had to do the hand part. I always had a tool to do it, so it's romantic, I guess, as people say, to do it that way, but. And there's certain parts you got to do that way, to really get perfectly right, I think, like joining a top. You ain't going to join a top unless you really know what you're doing to get them to join right. So I do it different than you do probably, for sure. So.
Well, I've got to figure out how to join a top. I've never done it. I've got some really nice tops that I've ordered. They arrived a couple of weeks ago, and up until now, because I've always been able to buy wood so that I can just make single piece bodies, which is great. I love doing
Right.
that.
Right.
But I think I said to you, I've got quite a few bits of wood now that I haven't used, because one side or the other has got some cosmetic issues or blemishes and things like that. And I'd said I'm either going to have to use some color or some paint or put some tops on them. So I ordered some tops. So that's going to be a learning experience for me.
Oh yeah, yeah. You see, Todd's talking to Bill about Bill coming over and checking him out. Todd only lives about 12 miles from me.
Yeah, you said.
About 12 miles, I think it is, from here over to Blue Ridge where he lives.
You should
So
collaborate.
yeah, we're gonna get together. We're gonna get together and hang out one day. I know it's coming. So we just both stay so busy, So yeah, see, now Todd's got the idea. He says here he joined 2 tops last night using a shooting board and a number 6 plane, and it took a while, but they come out great. And that's one of the best ways in the world to put 2 pieces like that together and get them perfect. Is a shooting board and a plane like that. So.
Todd, did you just use a plane, or do you have to sand it as well?
I think he probably just stops at the plane. I don't think he has to do any sanding if I'm right. I'll look at it and see when he comes up. But normally when you do it, you use them and you shoot it, and it's so flat, it's flatter than you can get it with sandpaper.
Yeah.
And, a plane will actually make a flatter surface than sandpaper will. So
you don't need to sand it so that the glue's got something. I was wondering whether the plane makes it too smooth to glue it nice and.
I'm not sure on that one. I'm waiting to see if he puts something up. I'll put in a reply there. So
yeah,
I'm sure Todd heard your question. If he's got a reply, he'll put it. I'll try to transfer it. I know you don't get not getting comments over there. Let me look see if anybody else had anything. We got Rob's still here. He wants to make him a shooting temp. Jeff's guitars. Hey Jeff, how you doing, brother? Yeah, we all need a shooting board. I made a router doodad the other day where you put it on the board and line it up exactly where you want it, and then you flip it over on the piano hinge, and then you run your router down it. It makes the centers up right where you had it centered up, So I used that on my my router table, cutting slots in it, because I made slots in the top of my router table, like Maximum Guitars puts in his jig that he uses to jig tops together. So I got 3 slots here going down, and 2 places at the top that I can lock in. So I can put the top on and turn these little cam locks I got, and it locks them all in. And then I put the board on the top and tighten the 2 thumb screws down to lock it down. And it's built into the table. I do one at a time. It's not like I'm going to do, need it for something else. So, it works, it works good for that, so. I adapt everything to make it do something else. That's just the way it works around this shop, so I got, everything has a purpose, but then there's another purpose of something. So like some people, y'all might have seen that gold prospecting video where I made that gold prospecting piece of equipment. It had these little flaps in it and had little slots in them and a little flap that goes on the top, look like a mushroom. Well, you got to cut all them things out. Well, you can make them, mark them, cut them out with something, or you can make a vacuum box, hook a vacuum cleaner to it, throw the thing on top, and it sucks it down onto a pattern, and then you take your bit and go with the router all the way around it, throw it in the box, and make another one. And so when I get ready for them, I'll make a dozen, and I'm in about 15, 20 minutes, and just throwing them down, lick them, just go around and do them. And that's production, because I make production stuff for gold prospecting equipment. Guitars, I'm doing one at a time. So I don't think that way. I think completely different. It's different ways of looking at it. So, but I am trying to make every process more efficient. So, I'm trying to do, like uh, a better way to make a neck, a better way to make a slot, a better way to make this, or a better way to shape that, or a better way to do a fretboard. So I'm always improving my methods is what I'm always trying to do. And that's the reason I learn so much and go absorb so much from so many people. And um, when I talked to the doctor about my ADHD, it was, he said, some of it could be sensory driven because there's so much going in. And that keeps it all, doing this way because I'm taking in so much all the time.
Yeah.
Because my wife was talking to him and she told him how much YouTube I watched and how I watched YouTube while the news was on and this was going on and do like 3 things at one time. So, you know what I'm saying. I mean, so let me see. Todd said something there. He said, "We're not all engineers, Spike. You build tools, jigs, and tons of other things, counting guitars. I don't like losing time making tools and jigs. I like whichever way that involves without touching it." Hey, I agree, brother. It's the love of my life is building jigs and tools. That's the point. I mean, I put a video up 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and I said, I could drop a donut on the floor and I'll spend all day figuring out a way to pick that donut up, make a tool to pick it up, move it instead of picking it up. And then I'll make a bunch of videos about it so I'll have something to talk about it. So yeah, I'm that guy. I mean, I can't help that. I spent a life doing, construction and doing construction and like at the BMW plant like I did all those years. It's always solving a new something every day. How to get up there to that, or how to get over there to that, or what machine to get up to this to do that, how to do it safely, how to get all them pieces of pipe up in the air. It was logistics of how to do the job, and so, like I say, that kept the brain going wide open all the time. And then when I'm not working, the brain had to go do something. So it started taking, well, I go to the junkyard every now and then and pick out through the junkyard and find and say, what's he got down here I can make something out of, That's just what I do. So
I'm looking forward to the radiusing drum sander. That's the project I'm looking forward to seeing you do.
Yeah, that's in my mind because I got kind of triggered by the one that Sean on Scar My Car Guitars done with the idea. And when I seen his idea, I said, that's a great idea, but I don't need just one. If I'm gonna make it, I need to make like 4 at one time. And people go, what do you mean 4 at one time? Well, yeah, 4 at one time. I'm gonna build a drum long enough to do 4 necks going through my thickness sander at whatever radius I want them to be when they come out the other side. So just line them up, send them through, and that's to me just the way it works. Todd says he likes to touch the wood in every process. I agree. That's the cool part. And I like to know the sanding and the finish work and all. That's where I'm more a hands-on type guy. But I'm more like, I'm a tool guy. I mean, I invent tools, make tools, I mean, I got that thermoforming machine out there that I thermoform plastic on. They wanted $13,000 to buy one that size.
Wow.
And I just wasn't no way. There's not that much money to be made in the gold prospecting business, first of all. And I didn't have any big ideas on anything else I wanted to do. So, I just said, okay, then I'll just do it that way, and so that's what I did. So Todd said here he wants one of those radius sanders. Well, Todd said the problem with the radius sander is it's part of my Shopsmith thickness sander. So if you've seen the video about the thickness sander, you've seen where I pushed the wood through it on the sled. And what we're going to do is the drum that goes through the thickness sander, instead of it being straight across 2 9/16 with sandpaper all around it, it's going to be shaped like 4 inches here and 4 inches here and 4 inches there and 4 inches there. But across the drum, it'll have 4 different radiuses for 4 different radiuses on fretboards. And then you'll lay the neck on the sled and push it through the thickness sander. And when it comes out the other side, it'll be partially to a 9.5, a 12, or whatever. And then the next time through, it'll be even closer. And about the third or fourth time it'll come through, and it'll be a perfect 12 or whatever. So I'm sure it'll work, and there's no reason it won't. But I just can't see me making one that does one radius when I got room to make 4 or 5 radiuses at the same time. So that was the thinking behind my brain. And that's when this kicks in, because I'll take a little project and I turn it into, I mean, really, I took this and turned it into that. That's exactly what I did, but practically it makes sense that it'll work, so,
yeah. Did Sean send you the saddle yet? The acoustic saddle that he'd done?
He hadn't sent it yet. He's supposed to be sending me one, but he hasn't sent it yet.
Oh,
I haven't got anything letting me know his shit. He sent me a message and told me he was going to. I don't know what wood he's sending. I told him to send whatever you got. No problem. I'll take whatever you got, whatever you send. Because he put the challenge out on his channel to build that acoustic guitar. And he said, if somebody wants to build it, I will give you, the bridge to put on it. And I said, okay, well, I was going to do one. So I'll do one. And I sent him the pictures and told him I was working on it. And he's seen it on the YouTube and Instagram and stuff. And we talked the other day, and he said, I'm going to get you one out the door because you're getting ready for it. And I said, yep, getting close. So that's just something that, support him a little bit in his channel to help him carry on something he put out as a challenge. And I had the wood laying around, so why not build something out of it,
Yeah.
I got a neck here to put in it, but I ain't guaranteeing I'm going to put it in it, so. Hey, Todd, come over here and help me figure out how to put this neck in this guitar. That's what I want you to do. Yeah, that's what I want you to do. The neck sander. Yeah, Robert Art. And the neck sanders can get a little crazy. When you're taking if you're using that C-shaped bit they were talking about and run it down there, it takes all that side off. I mean, that's a good way to do it, and it works, but it is a little hairy. I tried out the pin router the other day. You talking about hairy? Holy hell! Yeah, I was hollowing out that body and had it in there, and I had the pin router going, and I was working it around in there. Well, I wasn't running it as pin router; I was just using it as overhead router, and I was hogging it out inside, and I was doing just fine, just gliding along the bottom, just smoothing it. And then all of a sudden, I got too close to the edge, and it caught. And it went, it jerked it out of my hand, and it went blam, 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 about 3 times before I got to stop. And I learned my lesson, and I had it running too slow. I needed it running faster because it would run smoother and it wouldn't grab as much. So I turned the old handle on the Shotsmith up and cranked it up. So, see, the Shotsmith will go from like 500 RPM up to 5,500. And 5,500 is good for a big old half-inch router bit. But 5,500 don't work with little quarter-inch router bits. They need to be faster than that. So that's the reason I have my other router mounted in the table and my other router on the other table. So,
You always use
four
table routers and stuff. You don't do hand routing.
Yeah, I do. I do hand routing. I've got my other router I've got one that's got bars across the top. They go all the way across the top of it that allow you to put it on top of this acoustic body. You can go all the way from this side to this side, and it won't drop into the guitar. So that makes a big difference in the way that works. Look at this. Look here. Look who snuck in the back door.
Yeah, fix my hair.
You fixed your hair. You said that you fixed that. Wait a minute. Let me look close at that now. You sure that's fixed? Yeah, that's fixed.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's fixed enough, brother. Hey, it's fine.
How's that?
You've seen, yeah. Hey, yeah, that looked like that picture of me and Einstein I put up the other week. Hey, Todd, you ever seen that Einstein statue up in Spartanburg?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I saw the picture. I saw the picture of you sitting or standing beside that thing.
Yeah, that's my bank's right there beside it, TD Bank.
Oh yeah.
We were coming out of the bank. We walked out of the bank, and I told the wife, I said, pull the car over. I want to go talk to Einstein about some stuff. So she pulled the car over, and I got out, and I went over and sat down on the bench and turned the camera on and started talking to Einstein on my YouTube camera, you know, a GoPro. And this guy was cutting grass on the lawnmower over a riding mower. He was riding down through there with, you know, 2 sticks on, you know, with side by, you know, one of them zeros.
Yeah.
And he was watching me, you know, and he was looking at me, and he come up and he got the word kind of coming down where I was at, and he just stopped the mower and turned it off and sat there on the mower and watched me making a YouTube video. And I said, he's either being real polite, or he thinks I'm crazier than a damn bed bug.
Or both.
Yeah, or both. Yeah, that's probably the thing.
Which is probably true.
Well, yeah, Todd, I mean, let's be honest. Both of those are probably true statements. Yeah, no doubt. So, you know, I didn't get this way overnight. I've been this way my whole life, you know. So,
yeah, me too. Me too.
Sometimes I keep it under control better than others is what it comes down to. So
I try my best to lose a little bit of that control daily.
Well, I lose control because I can't control stuff. You know that, but
yeah. Well, that's the ADHD in you, Spike. I've got that too.
It is. Well, if you suffer from it too, brother, I feel for you. But I've been doing this new program. A guy was telling me about, my doctor told me about, and the idea is you take your ADHD and you use it and convert it into a superpower.
That's what I do.
And so he's telling me all the ways I can use my ADHD as more of a superpower to help me do things in a better way than it being something to hold me back. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the problem with ADHD, in my opinion, is the lack of focus. And if you can find something that you really love to do, like for me, that's building guitars, it completely goes away when I'm doing that. You know, I don't have that racing thought. I don't have to battle so hard to find a reason to complete a project, you know?
Right. Well, I don't start thinking about 5 more projects and start rolling them in my brain and figuring out how to do those 5 projects. I stay with the one I'm on.
Yeah, me too.
That part I've got good. I do good because I can focus and stay with my task. I'm not one of those that I don't suffer from the attention part of it. You know, where I can't focus on things. That part's not a problem for me. I'm good on that one. The excitability, the impulses, all that's the part I can't. I can't. I have.
Yeah, I think I've got a little of both. I don't know. It was I went years undiagnosed. I'm trying to get myself set up here, Spike.
No problem, brother. Well, hey, dude, I went 63 years undiagnosed till I just finally went to the doctor and got some, talked to him about it. So, 63 years, I didn't know. I mean, I've always known I was that kid in school that was the bad kid because I was always in trouble, always talking too much and getting into,
Me too.
Yeah, and then when I was in my working career, when I was 19 years old, I had 5 guys working for me because I was the lead guy running all the guys on the work crew. And then it was that way my whole lifetime, working at BMW, I'd have 20 guys working under me. I was always the head lead guy running that. And that's where my ADHD was being used as a superpower. And I knew that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't understand why it worked, what was doing that. But the leadership, the ideas, the forethought, the figuring things out before they happen, that's the ADHD running full bore wide open, but it kept me focused. But like I say, once I wasn't working every day, I had to find an output, and for me, the guitars have been a real kind of blessing because the goal thing I've done since I was 8 years old, and I got kind of burned out on it, and I just needed to step away. And so I just barely do enough of it to sell my stuff. I don't go out and do a lot of events or try to push nothing and all that stuff. So,
right.
It's more of for me, it's to keep it steady, and when I started getting the guitars, it was like, okay. And then the YouTube for me is probably a better therapy than anything because.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
me too.
I sit down and write. Yeah. I write down what I'm going to do. Outline of how I'm going to do shots, the video, what I'm going to put in it, what I'm going to say as an outline. I can't do a script because I cannot do.
I don't do that. I just go completely off the cuff.
Well, I can do that too, but for my mental ability, for help me
Right.
balance better, I'm better if I put some stuff on paper. Because my doctor says write everything down, and I said, dude, I ain't got that much damn paper.
Yeah, me either, man.
I did.
I
I
got
looked him dead in the
notebooks
eye and
full
told
of
him. I said,
ideas and
yeah,
thoughts
yeah,
and whatever. It's like a master of disastrous multitasking.
exactly. And there's so many things. Go, hey, Jimmy, come in, brother. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing, man?
Hey,
Hey,
man,
Jimmy.
I do.
I've
He
listened to his
followed me on
music a little bit.
Instagram earlier, and I followed him. Hey, Jim.
Oh, I've been following him for quite a while. Yeah, he's one of my buddies. I see over at the Texas Toast place on some days. So I try to get by their place. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I mean, there's a lot of guys that I follow in the guitar community that are influences to me. And I mean, it may be a different group for everybody. I mean, everybody's got different people that influence them. But
Oh yeah.
Ben's stuff is great, and I love it, and he helps me along and shows me. Ben makes me think in fantasy terms of things to make that are crazy and stuff like that. But methods and tools and stuff like that, he's great, and I learned so much.
Well,
But when it comes to throwing on a power tool, go to Texas Toast and watch the power tool run because you're gonna learn something.
yeah, I agree with that. I have just gotten to the point to where I have to pick. If I don't pick a couple of guys to watch on YouTube and limit myself to that, I spend so much time already sitting in front of a computer editing video and then, watching the live streams. And now today I happen to be up here editing video and I had the time and I noticed that your stream was live. So I said, well, I've been telling him I'd come by there. So if I choose too many people to get involved in, I'll never get to the shop. I'll sit
Exactly.
for hours and discuss these things with people and love it. It's not a problem. It's
Right.
just, it's a time management issue for me. I just don't have the time. I got 4 builds going on right now, and 2 of them are commissions.
And you got a job.
Yeah, I got a job. And I work a full-time day job too. So,
That's what I'm saying. You got a job. Yeah.
I'm busy.
Well, see, I used to when I was working, I worked 6 days a week, 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then the next week I'd work 7 days that week, 12 hours a day.
I used to do
so
that.
I got one 12-hour, I got 1 day off every 2 weeks. That was it. And it was like that for years. I mean, when they started over the plant working and pushing to put that plant up, there wasn't no stopping, dude. They just kept pushing.
Yeah,
put up another building. I'm going to build another car. Put up another parking lot. We got a pot them in the parking lot. It never stopped, so.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but it's brought a lot of money into our neighborhood. I can guarantee you that, brother.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, I can't complain about what it's done to the tax base and how it costs. It hurt. It run the cost of houses up, but I don't care. I already got one. So
Yeah, well, that's kind of how I feel about it too.
Yeah, I'm not planning on getting another one, so I guess I'm okay. But
nah, well, especially now I got my shop out in the backyard. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, that's me. I mean, I got this 600 square foot sitting out here beside the house, and I can come out here and be away from everybody. And
yeah,
I'm about that far from selling off the gold prospecting business. I've got a guy right now has asked me, and I've gave him a number, and he said, "Let me get my money together." So I'm just waiting on him to get his money together, basically. So
what all does that entail with you? I mean, I know you make those the pans.
Well, I make
the chutes or whatever they are.
Sluices. I make gold sluices out of ABS plastic.
That's the word I was looking for. What else do you do in that? I mean,
well, I make about 21 different products in the gold line.
Really?
Yeah. From a water table that you put in the gold, the final separation that you put a water table, little concentrators, bigger concentrators, dredges. I mean, I make a dredge that floats on the water that you suck the gold out of the bottom of the river with. I make those.
Right.
So, I got a whole line of all that stuff that I do. And I was into it so hard and doing it so much and pushing it so hard that I kind of got burned out on it.
Right.
After my health gauge issue, I had that cancer deal, and it kind of made me where I didn't want to do anything for a while. I quit doing advertisements to push the big stuff and sell it. And it just found that I was enjoying my time more making guitars and spending my time relaxing and not stressing about getting an order out for somebody. So I thinned it down where I got like 8 products now that I'm actually putting out, and I keep them pretty much on the shelf, ready to go. I just have to go around there and box it up. If an eBay order come in tonight, I'd box it up tomorrow and get it out of here.
Right.
And like I did that one the other day, just bunch them out the door, get them gone. And you know, some weeks there's 2 orders, some weeks there's 10, and then the rest of my time's mine. You know, so
Right.
and
That's killer.
but I developed the products. I made the machine to make the products. I made the molds. I tested it. I do the videos. I've done the whole 9 yards, and I've done that so long that I'm just kind of burned out on that end of it. And it's kind of like, you know, it runs, but the big stuff I'm just tired of doing. You know, like the big sluices and the dredges and those things that I haven't started putting them out as far as pushing them out there to sell them.
Right.
I can put a YouTube video on my other YouTube channel about some new product I got out or whatever, and I will probably sell some of those before the morning. I mean, because it normally works that way over there. And I can go to Facebook and I can pump it out through the gold prospecting groups in Facebook, and I can start sales back up and move stuff when I want to sell it.
Right.
But I don't want to go build a bunch of gold prospecting equipment right now. I'm just tired,
Well,
you know.
it's time.
And so I built the business up to a point to where another guy wants to take on the big stuff. And I told him that I think I want to keep the little stuff. And so I'm going to do the little thing I do, and the little concentrator and stuff. And I'm going to give the rest of all the intellectual property, the molds, the machine and everything to him, the rest of it. So he can go with it and run it. And he's got a marketing degree. He's got 2 sons that can help him and run it, help him work it and run it. I just think in the long run, he's in a good position to make it work for him.
Yeah.
And
well,
for me, if I get something out of it, I mean, I'm not wanting to push it and use it right now. So why not just go ahead and get something out of it while I can? So,
yeah.
And then I keep the little stuff for me, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you seem to be gravitating more towards the guitar stuff at this point.
Yeah, I am. I'm enjoying building them. But I'm not going to make any money at them, Todd. That's the point.
Yeah,
okay?
well, you said that. You know,
yeah,
I'm not doing it.
I may not. I may one day sell one. You never know. But I mean, my intention is not to sell guitars. Okay.
Yeah.
My intent for me is not to sell guitars. It's if this cabinet gets full, just to get another cabinet and fill it up. And then I go.
Right.
I got some in the house, and my kids are fixing to move out. And when they do, I'll have another room. I can put more of them in there. So, I mean, you know, then I can go in the house and edit, and that gives me this whole room. I can put this back in the wood shop.
Right.
You know, so, you know, I'm just, life changes, you know, and right now I'm just letting life change as it does and enjoying what I do. I mean, I played with the stains, man. I had the most fun playing with them dyes. God, that fun. Them Angelo's dyes are so fun.
I love that stuff. I love that stuff.
Hey, I know you hadn't seen the video yet, but when you get a chance, go try to check it.
Yeah,
and
I will.
A lot of it's fast forwarded at 20 times speed, so you can watch a piece of wood go from a yellow blob to a yellow blob with some red to a sunburst in about 20 seconds.
I saw the pictures you posted on Instagram.
Yeah.
Of that, but I haven't watched the video yet.
It premiered today. It was on about 1:30 today. A handful of people watched it. I don't know how many, but
I'll go check it out.
It was a learning experience, man. I learned so much from doing that. I mean, I've been watching Derek do that for years.
I was about to say,
I want to do that. I want to learn, you know, and you know what? When I started the video, within the first 30 seconds, I gave credit to Derek for the inspiration to do this. And I also told people to go to Derek's channel and go to the link on his channel and order them some dyes so he could get the credit for it, because I ain't going to get nothing for it. So why shouldn't somebody?
Yeah.
So, you know,
that's the same thing.
That's giving back to your buddies, buddy. I mean, why not?
I did the same thing on the Riza build that I stained with Angelus leather dye. I did the same thing. I gave him credit for it because he's where I got the idea.
He's gave me so much knowledge. Yeah.
Oh, the Angelus leather dye is so easy to use. It's so killer. And cheap, you know.
Well, I mean, $3.50 a bottle or whatever it was.
Yeah, and if you order enough of them straight from Angelus, they got a flat rate shipping for $9.99. You can get every color they've got for $10. You know, I mean,
see that?
shipping wise, yeah, that's
Look at
beautiful.
that. Yeah,
I know.
come out pretty good. What I done is I ordered they got a dozen pack. It's a dozen. You can pick out any 12 you want. And I sent Derek a message on Instagram and asked him, a private message, and asked him, what 12 do I need? And he sent me back and told me which ones. And then I added a couple extras to get me up to, I wanted 2 extra blacks, big extra black. I wished I'd ordered extra yellow now, because I'm going to tell you, go through a lot of yellow trying to make sunburst.
Yeah, you do.
But, and I was trying to wash back yellow to make them go back yellow, and it already got dark. It wasn't coming back. So,
right.
But, I've got some of these. One of my videos this week is going to be taking this blue burst right here and even out this edge on it where it's not harsh like that and make it blend back in.
Right.
And from what I understand, you can go back to this still, unless I've sealed it, you can still go back to it and do that.
Oh, you absolutely can.
So
and
if that's the case,
you can also rub some of that color out with denatured alcohol as well.
Yeah, I've got the neutral, which turns out ain't nothing but denatured alcohol. Okay, I bought a bottle of neutral and didn't know it's just nothing but denatured alcohol, but now I know. So I won't buy no more neutral. I'll buy another color.
Yeah,
but
really.
They got enough colors. I could order another dozen if I got agitated and got crazy again. So
yeah, well, I also ordered. I've been buying stuff for 2 years. I get shipments here daily.
Yeah.
And as far as finished products go, I wanted to try some aniline dye powder.
Yeah.
Like Kita.
I know what you're talking about. It just comes in a powder, you put it in and mix it up.
I got some of that, and I got some Transol that you can mix one with water. You can either mix it with water or alcohol, whatever you want. Those things work great too, but you don't have the color selection without blending it that you already have in Angelus. So I'm a real fan of the Angelus. Absolutely. Well,
I'm gonna be honest, that whole kit, $45 for a dozen bottles.
Yeah.
I mean, all the 12 colors. I mean, I just like, okay, well, then I was looking, I said, well, that little razor knife's pretty cool. And then I got looking how much if you get $75, you get free shipping. I said,
I know.
Well, then it ain't that much further to buy a t-shirt. And then I made it to 75. And so basically the t-shirt was free or I'd have paid shipping. So,
yeah.
So if I'd have paid, if I hadn't bought the t-shirt, I'd have had to pay shipping. It would have been like $2 cheaper. Than it was with me getting a free t-shirt. So I just went and got the t-shirt and paid the extra money. So, but yeah, I'll be honest, brother. It worked so smooth. And I mean, I thought when I started, I was scared. I was like apprehensive about this. I said,
yeah, of course.
And then I said, okay, well, I'm just going to do it. And I said, well, I'm going to start off trying to make burst and see what happens. Well, damn if I didn't. The first one I made was probably as pretty as I could have ever hoped for. I mean, it looks better than that damn burst in the cabinet right there.
Yeah, that's fun. I love doing it.
Yeah, and it's like, I used one called Honey.
Yeah, I got some of that.
I used that on one of those to start the burst and used that as my honey burst in the middle. And then worked out from that. That works pretty good.
Well, that seems to be their amber color,
Yeah, I think it is. Their honey is pretty much an amber. I believe I'd use that on a neck for like if I wanted to make a neck an amber color on the back or whatever.
Yeah, you can add it to, the fact that it's an alcohol-based product. You can add that to 2K Automotive Clear and Tint Clear with it. You can add it to lacquer.
Yeah, you know all about those paints. That's your business. I ain't. You said I'm a fix it guy. I'm one to make anything, fix anything, do things. You know your business, which is paints. Now I know plumbing work, but now that I know gold prospecting, but I'm learning guitars is the way I look at it.
Yeah, well, I was a printer. I ran a large format multicolor printing press for 17 years before I got into paint.
Oh,
so
really?
I did that too. I've had a bunch of color theory introduction through my life.
Yeah, Rob Toothill says the first stain job is the worst, anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one right there had me over. That was that UV stuff, and I put it on and run out in the sun.
Oh yeah.
And that was like that was learning to do that. I've been watching Chris and Highline Guitars and learned to try that. So And
Well,
you know,
Steve
I learn a lot
McElhenney,
from him. I learn a lot from Chris. I promise you
yeah,
that, man.
he's a smart guy. Steve McElhenney uses at Maximum Guitar Works, he uses UV top coats on all his guitars, and he's got that lamp.
He's got the light. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, I mean
understand
the
that.
the
Yeah.
big lamp, the one that'll sunburn you in like 2 seconds if you
Well,
hold
you
it
know,
on there too long.
it'll sell a guitar in like 20 seconds, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
he
put a
won't use
beautiful glass
anything
light
else.
finish on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
he
you know,
won't use anything other than that.
well, if you've got the technology to do it that way, and you have Steve's mentality of doing things the way he does things, you wouldn't do anything other than that, right? I mean, he
Yeah,
thinks that's the very best way that he could do them, and he's got the stuff to do it and the process down. Then, yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, you know, you can't blame. I'd never blame a guy that's smart as him for using those brains to do things the smart way. You know, I mean, because I'm like, you know, man, that's smart. I mean, well, let me show
yeah.
you something.
Oh, he's a
You
smart
ready for
guy,
this?
man.
You ready? Oh, look here. Look at this. See this?
Yeah,
See that on the corner of that? There's one back here too. You know what those are, right?
yeah. They're alignment pins.
everybody's putting them on their templates now, brother.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
we can
Steve.
all thank you, Steve. Yes, sir. We
Yeah.
can all thank you, Steve.
Man, I
But
have
hey,
got a shop full of Maximum Guitar Works templates. I've
I
got
know you do, brother. Yeah, yeah.
probably
Did you
got
see
30 of them.
did you see my top jig, the top blew up jig I made out
Yeah,
there on my table?
yeah, I
I built
did.
it into the damn table, brother.
I know.
Well,
I
I
know.
mean,
That's
I was
good.
thinking about it, and I said, well, why not? Just cut the holes in the table, put it in the table, because all I do
Well,
is blow
plus,
them
if you
out.
order one, nothing against Steve, but those things are $120 if you order one from Steve, and they're easy enough
Well,
to make. So,
they're about 150 now. They went up. So they're
oh,
about
yeah, well, that was
$150
the
or more.
introductory price.
Yeah, yeah. So, but you know, here's the way it works with me. If I see something and get a look at it, how it works, what it does, I'm done. I mean, I don't
Oh,
need much
yeah,
more than
me
that. I
too.
mean,
Me too.
that's anything I do that way. I mean, it's I look at things, I understand them. I have that kind of brain, the mechanical brain that does that kind of thing easy, and
Yeah.
it's always been easy for me. And
Well, I think a lot
what?
of us in this community have that
Oh,
going
sure,
on.
yeah, we have to work on guitars. You have to have a certain amount of that, I think.
Yeah.
That certain amount of losing yourself into what you're doing and completely digging into it and getting it done and doing it, like that. I mean, I really believe that's in the detail. That,
Yeah.
like you said,
Oh,
on the
yeah.
ADHD, for me, I'm lucky that I can lock in on a fret job, and I'm on that fret job, and I'll have the YouTube going, and I got YouTube over here playing, and I'm listening to it while I'm doing my fret job a lot of times or
Oh, yeah.
whatever. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm not watching, but I'm listening, or I'm watching something else or whatever. But my wife, it drives her crazy because I'll have earbuds in and watching watching something on the phone, or I'll have my laptop in the house and I'll have my earbuds in and I'll be listening, but then the TV will be on and I'm listening to everything on the TV. And so something will be said on the news or something. And she said, "Did you hear that?" I said, "Yeah, I did." And I'm over here with earbuds in and she can't, and I got bad damn hearing, but but my attention is so keen that I'm always taking in every input around me that you understand what I'm saying. It's all these inputs
I
coming
do.
in
I
from
completely
everywhere
understand.
and they all just hit and come in and bounce. And, I'm like, okay, I got it all in. I absorb it all in, but then one day it all has to slide out. And that's where the problem comes. Because
Yeah.
then it wants to come out like this, like that and there. And, the problem I found that the doctor told me was my impulse, to like interrupt people. That's one of mine that I have to control. And he said, consciously make an effort to work at that and it'll help. He said, you can't stop it because your nature is to jump and go help and do something,
Oh, yeah.
let up, stop. Let's just calm down a second, then help. So that's the kind of things I'm trying to pick up from this. And like I say, it's meant all for me. Where's the word? Last year I done GBGO and I got clarity out of it. I did. Except at the end where I got to worrying about who was going to vote for my damn guitar. And that's where
Yeah. See, I kind of gave up.
my mind went this way and I was like worried about it and I didn't really give a damn.
No, I didn't either.
And I just let it go to my brain that I needed to worry about helping getting people to vote for that guitar, and I didn't really make a shit. I didn't care. And this year I'm not doing it because I don't, and I'm gonna do everything I can to enjoy it and have fun, and I'll help my friends and share the experience with everybody. And somebody got something to share and help me with, I'll more than gladly take the help. And
Well, I think that's to me, that is the great guitar build off. You were talking about Chris from Highline Guitars a few minutes ago.
yeah,
And I don't know if you've seen it or not, but he released that video basically voicing his opinion on all these guitar contests that are going on or whatever, which I'm not really aware.
I think there's two, right? But anyway, yeah.
So I'm not sure what all those mean, but to me, it's not about a contest. It's about why you're doing this stream right here.
Right.
Why you've hashtagged Brotherhood of the Build. Since I started doing this, I have been in contact, including you, with so many people that are so eager to help and so eager to learn. We're all in this pot together. And everybody, I mean, I'm telling you, man, this is the most awesome community of people I have ever had the pleasure of being involved in.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a beautiful thing. I mean, I have never seen anything like this or definitely not been a part of anything like this. It is awesome. Right. I love it. So to me, the Great Guitar Build Off has nothing to do with a contest. Really what it is, and when I think of it this way, it makes me feel really good to be, a participant in the Great Guitar Build Off.
Right.
It's all these people all over the world. It's not showing off. It's not a vanity thing. It's using your passion to drive yourself to produce something that you've never done before, that you hope holds enough interest for people to want to see it. It doesn't matter if they vote for you or not. At least not to me. I don't care about that. I learned more last year participating in the Great Guitar Build Off about guitar building than I probably did the entire year before I started doing this. Because I took myself to school for a whole year. I didn't touch a piece of wood. I read books. I watched videos. I've been a player for 35 years, but I'd never done a scratch build. Right. And being a part of this community has opened up not only so many doors and avenues to be able to be more creative and to produce guitars that I hope one day I can sell. But that's secondary. To me, it's about sharing this passion and seeing what other people have to say about what I'm doing, and at the same time offering constructive criticism for what they're doing. And we're building a community of people around this world who love the same things we do. And man, there's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
It's just killer. I love it.
If you make a true friend and you got somebody that you can depend on when they need help or you need help, and then this whole community is full of good people for the most part. I mean, yeah, they're going to be bad ones everywhere. But for the most part, we got good people. And some of us is touched in the damn head and look crazy. And somebody just have to ask you to overlook us every now and then. But we try our best just to be good to everybody. And, I spend my life thinking about just there's no reason not to help someone else.
No, there's
no reason. There's not a good reason that I know of not to help another person.
No, me either.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you right now, if I had 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'd still be trying to help my friends.
Oh, I would too.
I don't have those, but if I did, I'd have a bigger platform that I could help those people. It's not that I don't want to, I'm doing everything I can right now with what I'm trying to work with. But if I had a bigger platform to work with, then I would do more. Now, I've got some friends that got big channels, that, and some of them know. And I've talked to them and I told them, I said, look, I want you to do my show, but I don't want you to do it till it takes off.
Right.
when people start showing up and I get a bigger crowd, like last week I had about 20 in here, so it was a lot bigger last week. This week was slow because Ben didn't have a show, and I think that caused people not to they took the day off.
What's the deal with the live stream today from Crimson? None. I hadn't heard.
No, he didn't have a show today that I know of. He took because they were working at the office, getting the office ready for a TV
I knew
thing,
they were. I didn't.
He's going to do it tomorrow night, I think. Tomorrow evening, I believe.
Yeah, I talked to him. He's
yeah.
They're actually, and I really am kind of reluctant to say this, but Tom reached out to me a few weeks ago, and we've been talking about this for about the past 6 months. They sent me, Crimson has shipped me this huge box of stuff, like t-shirts, stains, finishing oil, fret leveling kit, files, hammers, for what they say is what I've done to help promote the Great Guitar Build Off. I am so humbled by that, man. I told them I'm not going to release a video saying, "Oh, look what Crimson sent me," because I don't want to be that guy, Right. And even talking about it on here, it makes me feel a little bit weird. But I'm also not going to make an effort to hide it, because I think that generosity should be celebrated, and I don't feel the need to hide that from anybody. I just don't want to come across as being like, "Oh, look at what Crimson sent me." I'm not that dude,
Well, I talked to you the other day about what my idea was when I would like to work out with them. Because I got some free warehouse space coming open here, looks like.
Right.
And
right.
I believe I could make their shipping problem a lot less and give me something to do to kind of balance my ADHD. Because I need orders to do every day. You know what I mean? I need orders every day to keep me busy.
And they need something over here, because Ben makes that comment all the time about how most of the subscribers he has are in the U.S. And I'm sure most of the customers he has are also in the U.S. So it would be majorly helpful for him to have to have some kind of distribution over here.
Well, I would have space to do limited like stains and tools and stuff, but I don't think I'd have room to do kits and things like that at this time.
Well, I don't think they need that. I mean, I think
because they need to be able to customize kits to send them to people. Yeah. So that's not a thing that but as far as tools and stains and stuff like that, I definitely want to.
Yeah, pretty much everything but templates and kits.
Right. And, we've talked about it, and they've told me they're not ready to do that at this time yet, but they're thinking about it. And I said, well, if you decide you want to do it, just get in touch, and I'll let you know if I'm ready, if I'm still interested in doing it at that time. Because, when you're talking to a guy with ADHD, you better take advantage of something. When he tells you he'll do it, okay? So,
squirrel number 9.
Yeah, squirrel. Yep, there he goes. That's it. Now, speaking of squirrels, can you do me a favor and let them know that's a damn groundhog they got?
I don't think they know what a groundhog is.
Well, I told them to go watch Caddyshack, and they'd completely understand. Because that critter on the wall looked just like Caddyshack to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a gopher.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a gopher. Yeah.
Or a groundhog, or a woodchuck.
Yeah, but it looked more like a gopher to me. Our squirrels around here, Todd, me and you both live here in the South. Our squirrels are thin where they can climb trees. Them squirrels he had them things on the shelf in his off shop. They ain't climbing no tree, boss. Them too fat. I don't know if their squirrels climb trees like ours do, but our gray squirrels go up a tree in a heartbeat. So
yeah.
But it's just fun, man. I'm just having fun, enjoying my life, and relaxing. I want to do this to have just kind of enjoy this part of it. And
me too, brother.
I'm hoping I talked to them about it, and I asked them if they were okay with me doing this show, and they said don't have any problem at all. And I said, I'll never interfere on your time. I'll always be out of the way, and all I ask is just maybe you give me a pump and help us get it going, but they ain't done that yet.
Have.
So
I think they have. I think he mentioned this.
Well, I don't think he has anything. I'd love for him to mention it and get it out there for the people because,
Well, I
you
can
know,
tell you right now that you know how many times he's mentioned me on the stream.
oh yeah.
My subscriber count has like quadrupled in the past 3 months because of that. I mean, I know part
Oh,
of it's got to do with this giveaway I'm doing, but
well,
Ben,
you know, I've noticed about your giveaway, and one thing I do think is uh, good about it is it looks like it's organic. In other words, it's growing slow and it's coming on, and you're getting your subscribers and you're getting that. You're not getting a bunch of contest looky loos that just jumping
I
in to
don't
get in
want
your
it.
contest,
I don't want it to be
and then
that way.
no, you don't want those people. That's what I'm saying. So you're a whole lot better off without them.
Well, I had a
And
guy, let me tell you this real quick, and I'll quit hijacking your stream, Spike.
you ain't hijacking. Hey, we're just sitting here talking, enjoying it, brother. Hey, and
Um,
it's
I had
here
a
for
guy
everybody.
contact me it was probably about 2 months ago. And, you know, I announced on the video that I was looking to grow my channel or whatever. And this was probably close to the beginning of the giveaway build that I'm doing. But he said, I know how you can get, you know, over 1,000 subscribers in less than a month, wanting me to do a reaction video. And I started thinking about that. And at first I was like, oh, okay, well, I've seen some of the guys, you know, the dudes from Driftwood, they do that.
Yeah.
But the more I thought about it, I said, well, I don't see Ben doing reaction videos. I don't see Steve doing reaction videos. The guys from Texas Toast don't really do reaction videos as a
Well,
main part of their.
they did do one a couple of weeks ago though. They did
Yeah,
a
I mean,
few.
they
Yeah.
do one every once in a while, but it's not like a mainstay on their
No,
channel.
it's not. And other people have their ways. I mean, you got to find what works for you. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
and be
well,
comfortable doing it.
this
So,
guy sent me a link and it wound up being, and you probably know more about this than I do. I don't spend very much time, surprisingly, on YouTube, but it was an Indonesian guitar player. He's like a tap style player, really good, and he's got like 5 million subscribers. But this guy wanted me to do a reaction video on him and join this guild that is basically a fan club for this guy. Well, the more I thought about that, the weirder I felt about it. I had to refrain from doing that because I don't want to get subscribers that way. If I can't get subscribers because they want to see what I'm doing, then I don't want to get them any other way. I'd rather have to work for it than I had ride the coattails of somebody else. I don't want to do that.
now, see, Todd, what you don't want is you don't want people that aren't going to watch your channel.
Yeah.
Because if they're subscribed but they don't watch anything and they don't care about your stuff, they're not helping you. They're only dragging your numbers down because they'll serve them up your shit and they won't look at it and they'll say, well, no, and it pushes you off the side and it makes you look worse. So
Well,
when your
plus,
stuff gets
they'll
served
be
up to the people
expecting.
that want to see it, then it's good.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
if I
so
do a reaction video, they're going to be expecting another one and another one and another one, and I don't want to do that. You know, that's not what I do. I don't spend that much time watching YouTube videos that have anything other to do than guitar building. That's what I
see,
watch.
in a reaction video is you're having to critique somebody else, right?
I know.
I
I
don't
don't
feel
want to
good
do
doing
that.
that either way. I mean,
I don't either.
what reason do I have to judge this person? I mean, I
Yeah,
ain't got
I'm
no
not
reason
sure
to
I'm
judge him.
qualified.
Yeah, am I qualified to judge that guy's guitar playing? Hell no, I don't
No.
even know what he's playing. But
Yeah.
I enjoy it. You know, I mean, yeah, it sounds pretty good, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I just don't want to. Well, that was the whole thing, you know. It was, do I want a bunch of subscribers from this guy's channel just because I mentioned him on a video of mine? No, I don't. I want guitar builders and people who are interested in what I'm doing. That's who I want watching my videos. And I don't
Right.
always have that, the ability to choose that. But as it stands right now, discover me any way you can, but it won't be through a reaction video. That's basically
Right.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand that. Hey, the guys are on here commenting about the squirrels and stuff here. And I'm gonna tell them a squirrel story right quick. Okay, y'all
Yeah,
ready
go
for
ahead.
this?
I'm gonna bug out of here. Okay, I'm
No,
still
no,
gonna
don't run
stay,
off.
but
Stay with me a
I'm gonna
minute. I want
stay
you to
in
hear
the
this.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
check
stay
it
in the
out now.
comments.
We'll do that, but I want you to hear this now.
Okay.
When I was a little kid, I've stayed at my grandfather's house in North Carolina in the summer times a lot. And so my great grandpa taught me how to gold pan, and he taught me, well, he didn't teach me how to make liquor, but I seen him making liquor, and so I understood that. But he decided one year right before I left to come home that year, he was going to take me out, and he wanted me to learn go squirrel hunting with him. So me and my great grandpa George, he went into the house and he went up to the chimney and he reached up and he got a 410 and a 22, and he reached and got them and he put a box of 410 shells and 22 shells in each pocket of his little, like a vest, had them in there, and he got the two guns and he walked toward the door and he got to the door and he looked back at me and he said, "Son, grab that wheelbarrow over there." It was on the front porch. It's one of them little wheelbarrows with the wheel about that wide, about that big around, hard wheelbarrow. It wasn't deep, it was about that deep wheelbarrow, but pretty good size. And like a little yard wheelbarrow. So he gave me that. He told me, he said, "Get that." I looked at him kind of like, "Grandpa, you okay?" He said, "Get the wheelbarrow. You're gonna need it." Didn't take me long to figure out why I needed a wheelbarrow. Me and Grandpa went off the porch and started down through the woods. He pulled up the first nest and pow, 410 shotgun. They all come running out of it. They was all on the limb. And then here he goes. Pow, 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 pow. There were about 5 of them on the ground. He said, "To get them in the wheelbarrow. Come on, let's go get some more." Now you understand about wheelbarrows and Grandpa. Yeah. That old man taught me a lot about stuff, but he taught me, yeah, if you're going to go hunting with Grandpa, take a wheelbarrow for the squirrels. So anyway, every time I see being so-called squirrel, it gets me to thinking, no, that ain't no damn squirrel, because I've cleaned a lot of squirrels and shot a lot of squirrels, and maybe over there, that's a red squirrel, they call that, but he's fat. And gray squirrels like we got over here, they slim. They climb a tree fast. So somebody said that the gray squirrels, they basically got run out by the red ones, I think. So, but yeah, great grandpa and me come home with a wheelbarrow completely heaved up top with squirrels. And he got to the porch and he told me to go get him some water out of the well. So I went out there and turned the crank and brought some water up and got him a bucket of water. And he went in the house and got some saran wrap and a knife, and he come out and he said, "Now, time for you to learn something else there, son." And I said, "What's that?" And he said, "Cleaning squirrels." He done one, showed me how, left me with a wheelbarrow full. Went in the house. Yeah, that's where it goes, guys. Learn your lesson about that one, just like old Bill did. He learned his lesson. If you're going to shoot it, eat it. Well, Grandpa shot it and he ate it. He put it in the freezer. He kept them all. Wrapped them up in saran wrap, closed them up, put them up. So, hey, Todd, you ain't hijacked nothing, brother. We appreciate you coming in. We appreciate you being here. The whole reason I do this is for you guys to come in, and maybe it'll get big enough to where there's 25 people in here that aren't sweet tea guys that'll subscribe next time you're in here. That's what the plan is. So tell people about it. Help them out. Let's all work together. Let's use this as a platform to grow and make us go better for everybody. And, I probably jammed along enough on here today. It's been going for a while. And I know y'all are tired of hearing me, and I'm tired. And I got a lot going on. But, yeah, Todd's a great guy, man. And I just wished I had that great big old deep voice he got. I couldn't get that. I couldn't talk that deep if I wanted to, but he does, and it sounds cool. Yeah, I like that. But guys, take it easy. Y'all be good. Remember this: it's time to kick on out, head for the house, and take it easy for the rest of the day. And tomorrow we're going to start on that bass guitar neck through. Yep, tomorrow's the day we're going to start on that, because I took a day off to play with Stains, and I got that out of my system and kind of figured out. And yeah. So next thing is start on the bass, get the rough neck roughed out for it. And the bass is going to get crazy because I got influenced by Bonehead. Y'all know Bonehead. He influenced me on that guitar. It's got that neck through, and it's going to come through, and I'm going to leave as much in the back end, as much as I can down on the bottom end of it. Wide as I can get that piece, I'm going to put all of it in there. And then when I get it in, I'm going to take it and I'm going to do this way and curve it on the sides like a sexy woman and do it on the other side. and do the bonehead treatment with them curves and put contrasting wood on the two things. So hey, it'll all be working, and we'll get it done. So hey, stay out of trouble. Y'all all be good. Have a good week, and enjoy yourselves. Get your stuff done. Bring something in next week to share it, and come in and join me. And Bill, get your stuff hooked up and come in next week on your camera. I'll be glad to have you in. I want you here. Okay, so all of you, appreciate you, Geo. Everybody, thank you much, everybody, for coming in, and come back soon. And we'll be here next week right before the show. And as he moves his schedule around and stuff, we'll work our schedule around and we'll get it all figured out. So, hey, take care of yourselves. You know what to do with it. Yeah, fix something cool. And you can't take it with you, so spend it on something you love, right? Do your kids really appreciate that shit anyway? Mine don't, so hell, I'm just going to do it for me. Yeah, that's what I do, guys. Love your family, love your friends, but keep it all in happy. Y'all be good. Next time. Yeah, that button too. You got to do two of them.